from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Predator Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th Gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus Vortex Flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th Gen Intel Core processor now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear presents TEC Content Season 4, powered by Crucial, our gaming partner Intel, who provide the best gaming value and, of course, the best overall gaming experience. So don't forget to follow the hashtag GameWithIntel to keep up with what they're doing. And, of course, our apparel partner 656. We are back again. We told you it's just going to be taking an hour between the previous match and this one. And here we are back again. This time it's going to be me with Crips, and we're going to take you through the upper bracket finals, the one place that any team would want to be right now. And there are 2 in that spot, 2 Rippers and Enigma Gaming, and one of them has a chance now to go directly to the grand finals.
Tell me something, Universe. Did you expect to see True Rippers over here in the upper bracket at the start of the playoffs? And be honest.
I actually didn't. I thought that they were going to be in the lower bracket finals. I thought they were. I knew that they were going to be coming through to the second round of the upper brackets. But their win against Team Snakes was something that I did not see coming. I thought Snakes were going to be able to, overtake them, because Snakes played really well in their first game of the playoffs, but hey, they just kind of interchanged roles, and now Team Snakes are the ones in the lower bracket who are going to be fighting for their spot in the next round, because they have one more match even after this if they want to make it to the grand finals, and that is going to be either one of against Enigma or True Rippers, whoever lose. Let's go to the MVP standings though, because all the players on the MVP standings are going to be playing today. Two of them have already gone by. One of them has been knocked out. Knight Rider, unfortunately, he is ending his journey in the God Particles title. And we've got Paradox and Raw Fuel, the second and first position Jets, or whatever you want to call them, because Paradox has now become this versatile player. Both of them are going to be rocking up the server today.
Oh boy, this is going to be a clutch of the Titans. Raw Fuel, Paradox. One of them leads in the number of MVP titles he holds. The other one leads in kills by 100. So you pick whatever you want, but these two players are about to drop some serious heat today. And by heat, I mean straight up lava. Prepare your popcorn because you probably won't even need to heat it up. The amount of heat in the server itself will make your popcorn burst up. So, I don't know, keep a fire extinguisher handy maybe? Either way, I am really excited and stoked to see these two guys in action. It's Enigma versus True Rippers. True Rippers, I really thought that they can definitely win the opening matches they had, but then them defeating Team Snakes, woof, that was mind-blowing. I never saw that coming. Let's take a look at the brackets and see what exactly have these guys been through, what their journey has been like. True Rippers truly showed us that they are coming in the hour and they are stepping up in such massive ways today. Wins against God Particles, Team Snakes, that too a flawless win, 2-0 against Team Snakes. And now they're in the upper bracket finals. On the precipice of glory, on the edge of greatness, they find themselves up against the strongest team that the Gauntlet has seen in this season so far, up against Enigma Gaming. Can they do it? If they don't, they will be shot down to the lower brackets where they will have to face a very angry and agitated Reckoning Esports.
I think that they are going to be going to the lower brackets. They're going to be facing either Reckoning or Team Snakes. There is a
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
of course. I forgot about that. Either
yeah,
Reckoning or Team Snakes. And
yeah. They're
both of
going to
those
be.
are really tough competitors, right? I mean, imagine going in a rematch against Team Snakes. If that does happen, that will be a mind blowing game to watch.
Indeed, it is going to be an absolute banger of a game, which is going to be the one that we have on our hands right now as well. The top four teams of the Gauntlet are currently in our grasp, and three of those, at least two of those, are the underdogs that we would say in this entire season. True Rippers and Reckoning Esports both are filled with the powers of the youth, the fire that they carry, and of course the boiling blood that these people have. The right to prove is what they yearn for, and here they are trying to prove themselves again, and maybe at the same time get a little money out of it as well. A 13 lakh prize pool, and we're down to the last four, ladies and gentlemen. And who's going to be taking the lion's share of that? We'll find out the minute this match gets over. You're going to see who it is going to be securing at least second place in the Gauntlet Season 4. Let's go on to the team intros for both of these teams. We've got very, very explosive players on the server today. Let's start off with Paradox's team, as I would like to call it. He is the X factor for this team, I believe. And like we saw earlier in the MVP standings as well, 403 kills. No one's even close to this man. And this entire team, if we go through their stats once later on, if we do get to see it, consistency is key across all of these players. Killer, or rather known as Relic. We've got One Tap God, we've got Master, and of course Crosshair. Everybody on this team is an absolute individual, brilliant player. But at the same time, these guys have honed themselves into a team which honestly is scary and on their best day can defeat anybody.
They better have their best day today. They better put their best foot forward because Enigma is no joke. They are probably the strongest competitor in this tournament. And True Rippers, they're going to have to go above and beyond. In the language of My Hero Academia, they're going to have to go plus ultra today if they want to win this one. Forget win the series. Even if they want to win just a single map, they will have to put up everything they've got. And I think the only way that True Rippers win this one is on the basis of pure firepower. I'm going to be honest over here. On paper, Enigma is the stronger team over here, tactically and methodically. Even in terms of discipline and the amount of strats that they field in their book, they are clearly the superior team over here. And True Rippers, on the other hand, the only win condition that they have is that they have some absolutely cracked players who probably shoot at the speed of lightning, and that's the only upper hand that they have over the side of Enigma. Crack aim. That's all.
Yeah, that is true. I think that this is going to be a huge matchup for both of these teams, Two Rippers especially. But let's have a look at the player spotlight for the side of True Rippers. And of course, it's going to be Relic, the one man who is the backbone of this team, has absolutely been amazing in this entire tournament. And his stats, while might not give out too much, that he is on, a little bit of a negative KD ratio, but as a sentinel, he does his job to the best. And when it comes to impact frags, I think this man is who they rely upon, apart from Paradox, because Paradox might be the forefront runner. One Tap God might be doing it as well when he picks up the jet, but the guy who secures the round towards the end is usually Relic, and he does it best.
Yeah, and he finds himself in that situations mostly because he's one of the more passive players of the team, which is kind of paradoxical, right? Considering how aggressive the entire team is. Relic is probably the most disciplined guy on the team. He's the one who takes the least amount of risks. And then there are players like Crosshair, Paradox, and Master who pick up fights in the most random locations and sometimes even win them out. But Relic doesn't take that many risks, which is good. You need some balance to the team, right? You can't have just a bunch of aggressive players. You need a little bit of discipline as well. And Relic brings that. That's why he's the backbone of the team. Of course, there are some people who are the eyes and ears of the team. Some of them can be Crosshairs sometimes, given the lurking role that he has. Even Master picks up the lurking role sometimes or the other. But Relic, on the other hand, is the first person to rotate around whenever trouble comes knocking at the doors. And that's why he's the man to keep your eyes on today. And considering that they're up against Enigma Gaming, Relic's rotations will need to be on point and his communication will need to be even sharper. Let's see what Enigma Gaming have in store for us. Let's take a look at that lineup.
Well, Enigma Gaming, the absolute tyrants of this tournament so far, they've been on a roll completely from the beginning of the tournament till now, unbeaten so far. These guys are the only team to be unbeaten till now. And I think that is quite a statement to put out there, because if you are going up against this team, you better have your socks tightened up. You better have your shoelaces tightened up, because they are going to make you run, and they will make sure that by the time this matchup is over, they will have you tired and thinking about what the hell just happened. Their roster is an absolute roundabout of firepower, tactical warfare, as well as calm and composed, individuals. Now, whether we call that to be Excalion Raw Fuel, we call the tactical mind of Antidote, or we call the calmness of RVK and Rexy, of course, combined with the versatility of Hika, Enigma Gaming are a total, well-rounded group of individuals who can cause damage anywhere.
And you're forgetting the most important guy on the team, the coach YB, who brings an ocean of experience, endless depth to this guy. And if you combine all of that ocean's worth of knowledge and channel it into these players, you're going to have a tsunami, an unstoppable wave of aggression heading towards you. And I really hope that True Rippers bring their tidebreakers.
Yeah, let's hope for the same. Let's go to the player spotlight for the side of Enigma and have a look at who they're going to have shining out. And it's going to be Antidote, another player from the side of Enigma who is just as versatile. And he's donned many roles in his time across his entire Valorant career, playing from the Jet, going to the Sage, Sentinel role. He's even played the Initiator at times. Now, recently, he's picked up the Omen, and he's doing a pretty great job at controlling how Enigma Gaming have succeeded in the last couple of months. And while they are at a place where I would say that they're having success, but at the same time, they're even faltering at a couple of steps, giving up certain maps that we would not have expected them to, which happened in the last game against Reckoning, where they lost out on Bind, is a little bit of a concern. But hey, I think the map pool today is probably going to be deciding what's going to be, the entire journey that we're going to be, garnering today. Let's have a look at the map pool as soon as we get it online, because I'm very excited to see what exactly our True Ripper is going to be picking against these people. Are they going to go for Ascent, play it safe, or is it going to be. Oh, actually, never mind. I just read it all wrong. It looks like True Rippers are the ones who are throwing a googly here. They have given an icebox, which is actually a map that Enigma are not rather as frequently successful as we know them to be. Ascent Enigma absolutely demolished yesterday. They are doing wonders on the map of Ascent, at least in the last two times that I've seen them play. They finish it off with Split, another map that I would say that Enigma Gaming likely have an upper hand on. But the one thing I do want to ask you, Crips, is that of course, I'm pretty sure that the map of Bind and the map of Haven would have been banned out by True Rippers if it all, it came to them. But are you convinced by this map pool? Do you think True Rippers can make a dent here? Because even if Enigma do not pick up Icebox, Ascent almost looks like a win for them.
I mean, I expected Icebox in Ascent. It's just that I expected it the other way around. I thought maybe True Rippers will pick up Ascent and then Enigma pick up Icebox. But this is quite the opposite. And I think Enigma will be pretty satisfied with it, right? If their opponents are picking up Icebox, they shouldn't have any problems. And while it's not their strongest map, they are pretty damn strong on Icebox, even if it isn't their best. I'm just glad that Enigma were able to ban out Fracture right at the beginning, because that's like the only true googly that True Rippers can throw. Now that Fracture is out of the picture, True Rippers tried to pin up all the spins and vary the pace, but hey, at the end of the day, Icebox and Ascent both are pretty decent maps for Enigma Gaming. Split, however, is a little iffy for me. Now, I've seen True Rippers on Split pretty often. They play well. Although personally, I haven't seen Enigma play Split all that much. They might have done so in plenty of times in other tournaments, but I haven't casted those games, so I personally cannot judge them. Although, given how versatile they are, I don't think any of these maps should be a problem for Enigma, and the ball is in True Ripper's court. They are the ones who need to have that uphill trek. I hope they got their hiking shoes.
I think Split is something that Enigma are going to be very comfortable with. They beat this side of Reckoning just yesterday on that map, which was a pretty good performance by them. After Bind, when we saw Split and eventually ended off with Ascent, it was an absolute, dominating show by Enigma, who went on and actually gave Enigma quite a thrashing on the map of Ascent. So I'm concerned for True Rippers when it comes to the second map, but I think if they want a chance, if they think that they can beat Enigma, then they need to, downright dominate on Icebox and cripple their confidence. Because Enigma are going to, rejuvenate on Ascent no matter what the score, unless, they beat 13-3, 13-4, which I still don't think is possible. At the moment, True Rippers are in a situation where, while they have had a good game against Team Snakes, they were made to sweat a lot even then. And I think that they are at that hard work mode where they're going to have to push through every single boundary that is in front of them and not find a shortcut around it. They have to break through the shackles, and Enigma Gaming are no easy wall to break.
Oh, no, no, no. That's not just a wall. They are a fortress. I don't know how you penetrate it, or you try to go around it or sneak past it. You're going to have to do everything, try everything if you really want to be successful. And I think one of the biggest reasons why Enigma lost to Reckoning Esports yesterday was probably because of the Brim stim. Now, just today, the update was patched, and apparently, Brim only has one stim beacon now.
Mm-hmm.
And according to the words of the Riot devs, Brimmy with the Stimmy is no longer, uh, a viable tool. You have to be really careful about when you deploy that. Of course, we
Yep.
probably won't get to see the Brim in Icebox, but who knows? Maybe you get to see that in Ascent or maybe even Split. Either way, True Rippers really need to do their homework, and I really think that if they are able to do their homework, they need to get backup plans as well. One of the best things about Enigma is how often they're able to force errors out of their opponents.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unforced errors, you can't blame anyone. But if Enigma are
Yep.
able to extract that value and bamboozle their opponents in this way, then what will True Rippers do? They have to be on their toes.
Yep, they have to be on their toes. They have to be aware of all of their surroundings, heighten up every single one of their senses. This is going to be a heavy, heavy warfare game. I'm not quite sure about the composition. Are we going to see a double duelist? Because True Rippers sometimes have gone for it on this map. But as I talk about it, 18th selection is coming up on our screen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go into the game. This is the upper bracket finals, a chance to solidify their spot in the grand finals. This is True Rippers going up against Enigma.
Let's go, baby. It's one of the best teams in the tournament. RVK already picking up the Viper, Raw Fuel, and the Jet. No surprises over there, except for the fact that Excali is the one on Chamber today.
Now that is interesting.
That is definitely interesting. I've never seen this guy on any Sentinel, but let's be honest, Chamber is more of a pseudo Sentinel, not your typical stay back and hold passively kind of Sentinel. So with Rafiel and Excali both picking up characters that have a get out of jail free card, I think we can expect a lot of aggression from them. But speaking of get out of jail free, True Rippers might pick up 3 such characters. The Jet and the Reyna already have one of those powers to dismiss and get away or dash and get away. But if Crosshair also picks up that chamber, then 3 such characters means that True Rippers are going for nothing but a fighting build.
Yep, and that is going to be a little bit of an issue for them on the defense, I believe, because if they are not able to, muster up as many rounds as they can on the attack side, it's going to be a problem. And given that right now on the side of Enigma, we see a Sage as well as the Chamber, and not to forget, we've even got a Viper on the hands of RVK. Right, so that is heavy defense laden against the side of True Rippers, who have got this double duelist set up, and we have Paradox playing the Viper. So I'm a little
really concerned. Like,
yeah, I'm not completely looking at this from eye to eye.
I mean, I can understand that you have 3 such characters who pick up, fights again and again, but why not give one of those characters to Paradox?
Yeah, I love that these guys are shifting up their things, and this is the same thing with the Reckoning as well. They're trying to get their entire team to be as, versatile as possible.
But would everybody... I mean, I agree you have to be as versatile as possible, but would you take that risk against in the Enigma? Bloody upper bracket finals? That too against Enigma?
Not really. Like I said, I don't see this eye to eye, but if it does work out for them, then
good for them, yeah.
Yeah, well and good, right? So... Yeah. Let's figure out what the side of True Rippers have in store, going for this very attack-minded build, and on top of which they are facing up against a very defensively sided Enigma. And to be honest, everything that we have in store for you today, ladies and gentlemen, has been absolutely banger of a match. For the first one, we started off, it was a 3-mapper, and this could be a 3-mapper as well. And while we do have a little bit of a scenery view here, I have actually never seen this.
What do you mean? These penguins are the cutest.
No, not the penguins. I'm talking about this huge Mount Everest type animation in the background.
Yeah, I mean, there's mountains and ice everywhere, so it stands to reason you might have, skipped out on the elephant in the room. I mean, I'm sure you recognize that crane. There's a bunch of SOA lineups depending on that crane.
Yeah, that is that.
Speaking of SOA, I mean, that guy has been like the staple initiator on this map all the time, right? We've never seen a Sky, never a Breach. No other initiator just seems to do enough justice on this map. But Sentinels? Oh boy, you have a variety of Sentinels that can work on this map. Chamber, Sage, Killjoy, you pick anyone and everything except Cypher, and they're all equally viable.
I would say that, while the Killjoy is viable here, I think that the versatility of Chamber kind of throws in a little bit more, used to play with, I would say, because he can roam around the entire site, the entire map. Whereas a Killjoy, being in the same site, has to stay in the range of her utility, because if she places it aggressively and she goes back all the way towards, a safe position, the utility is practically useless because it's not in her range.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Killjoy was like the old meta of Icebox. That was before Chamber really became a staple pick on this map. So I like it that these teams are adjusting. That's the kind of outlook I want to see from teams every time. Experiment, try new things, push the limits of the game, push the limits of yourself, but do it in a more appropriate place. Like, if this was something along the lines of a group stage match, I would be really appreciative of Paradox picking up the Viper. Hey, who knows? Maybe he's a damn good Viper. Maybe we just haven't seen him yet and we are a bit too early to judge him. But again, the stakes are pretty damn high. They could have been worse. I mean, this could have been a lower bracket game where they tried to go for these experiments, but they still have one extra lifeline.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a banter going on. Unfortunately, a little technical issue on the server. Unfortunately, you guys can't hear it, but we can. And yeah, we are having quite a bit of, a matchup here. And I would like to believe that this should go to a 3-map match. I wouldn't expect it to be any less. But if it does, do you think Enigma can pull out Icebox? Because this historically hasn't been one of their brightest maps.
I think Enigma has a much better chance on Icebox than they do on Ascent. I mean, you can't really dibs Ascent as your strongest map. No team can do that. I mean, Ascent is such a puggish map. Any team can, upset the bigger order. They can reset the entire hierarchy of the Indian esports scene. If there is a comeback or an upset victory to be expected, then you have to expect it on Ascent. I think that's the more probable map that will go in the favor of True Rippers. Whereas on Icebox, I think Enigma still have what it takes to win. Yeah, but then you get to Split, and now that's like the true neutral zone, isn't it? I mean, these guys have such different playstyles on Split. True Rippers, obviously being one of the more aggressive teams, they start to take control of the extremities of the map, whereas Enigma, on the other hand, like working up mid more often. Of course, they also play around the extremities, but they mostly send a lurker over there, not like the whole force. So yeah, major differences in the way these guys approach Split, and I guess we'll discuss Split later on. I really just want to focus on the first 2 maps for now, because you might think that this is a 3-mapper game. I kind of disagree with you there. I think this could be a 2-0 in the favor of Enigma Gaming, with maybe Ascent going into overtime.
Yeah, I think we should be expecting the match to start in just a couple of more seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Coach of Enigma, YB, has disconnected. The minute he comes back on, we're going to be going up with this match. Unfortunately, a little bit of a Valorant bug had plagued his voice commands, and yeah, it looks like he is going to be back in just about a couple more seconds. He is loading up into the server, and yeah, he clearly does not like this.
I mean, there's only one time I've seen him smile, and that was before these guys pulled off one really risky strat. That's like the only time I've seen him smile, I mean, when he knows that he's about to try something new, something that nobody has ever done before, something that might not necessarily succeed, but he's okay to experiment. Yeah, that's when he's happy. Living on the edge, that's the lifestyle.
Yep.
I appreciate that kind of a lifestyle,
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on in their head? And I do that often. I try to judge what's going on in the player's head while looking at their camps. And you'll see a variety of expressions. You'll see concern, you'll see disappointment, you'll see excitement, you will see nervousness, maybe even euphoria at some times. You'll see a variety of expressions. This game, Valorant, it's not just esports. It's a beautiful, dramatic story. But there's one man with a poker face, and that has to be YB. I can't read him. I never can.
Yep. You most certainly can't. He's got that unpredictability about him. That's exactly what even Enigma bring to the table. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. He is back, and we are going to be going into the game. We are just about ready to start off this best of 3. And at this point, I'm just waiting for the pause timer to be unpaused. There we go. Finally, let's get into this. The game has started. And 3, 2, 1. The upper bracket finals is underway.
That is go, ladies and gentlemen. And right off the start, we see a very passive True Rippers. That's not characteristic of them, but I like the thing that they are doing a very measured approach over here. Only one person engaging for now. Make it 2 as Paradox. No, not Paradox. I'm sorry. I'm used to saying Paradox with the Jet, but yeah, again, the Reyna and the Jet both aggressing towards pipes. Still no opening picks. Enigma Gaming know exactly what's happening, but they haven't revealed themselves. And why should they? The ball is in the court of True Rippers. They need to make the first move. Enigma have strong crossfires. They can just continue holding.
Oh, Excali, a little too aggressive, does not check his lower corner, but Rafuel will trade back immediately. Looking for more, dashes away, not being able to fight with the Jet, but Antidote gets one, RVK follows up, and with that, the slow approach of Two Rippers has been completely rescinded. One after the other, they fall, and they couldn't even reach the site.
Oh yeah, how could they? There was a massive barrier orb in the way, which adds to the number of angles you need to clear out. And it makes clearing out that crossfire so much more difficult. I mean, one person on server box and one person on pipes, that's the most standard defender crossfire, right? Add that barrier orb to the mix, and that standard crossfire now becomes something even more interesting, something even more difficult to deal with. That's the magic of Enigma. They make the simplest strats seem so sophisticated.
Yep. And towards B now, the side of Two Rippers are going. But RBK is awaiting them, throws down the poison by towards one end, looks towards the other, spots Crosshair. And the wall comes up immediately. Does not really have a Spectre to work with. And he's the only one on Enigma to have that position. And True Rippers immediately moving back. They are just letting One Tap God maybe sell out a fake here so that they can go towards A. And he's been spotted. It's just about time that RVK peeks out from yellow and maybe gets this kill. Yep, there it is. And True Rippers immediately run towards A, where Antidote is waiting for them with a wall.
Yeah, and he can hear them already. He's already given the call-outs. The rotations of Enigma are on the way. Antidote just needs to hold on for like a couple more seconds, maybe get a kill or two before he dies. Or maybe he could just spray everyone down as they choke through this narrow little corridor, farming up his ultimate already. And he's so close to that resurrection, 2 points away.
Yep.
Clean, effortless round by Enigma, but that's what we expected. Now the real asset test begins. True Rippers have the bigger guns.
Antidote, all he needs right now in this round is to get one kill. And then even if he dies, the next round he's going to have his resurrection back available.
Yeah.
So they can immediately go in for that resurrection, those aggressive peaks that Rafuel loves doing, and have a support come in with him, maybe Excali, so that he can teleport away and Antidote can probably get the resurrection back even though they're on the defense.
Hold on though, I'm very nervous. 4 people of Enigma on mid. I have not seen this before. They're going for a full mid push, and I do not think Two Rippers will expect this. Crosshair all the way up on the spawn. He's getting revealed. He's gonna get pre-fired by every single person. Quadra peaked and deleted. But hey, that's a small price to pay to get control of the A side.
Yeah, the A side has gone to the attackers, but the one problem is they're gonna have nobody watching their backstab now. While there is one player still on B, that is Paradox, 3 of his teammates are getting destroyed here, but One Tap God! Amazing shots displayed by him. The skill unparalleled, and there comes Paradox from the backlines to clear up the round. That could have gone very, very bad for the side of True Rippers if One Tap God wouldn't have gotten those 3 kills.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of expected True Rippers to win the round. Obviously, the bonus round don't often pan out in the favor of the saving team, but they discovered one crucial piece of information. Enigma spotted Crosshair on top of T-spawn. Not the best place for a person to camp or hold out for rotations, but it's good that they discover this now than discover the surprise somewhere like 10 rounds later. So let's see what they do with this information.
Well, I don't think he's going to be holding down that same angle again. While he did have a wide range of angles to play with, the only region that he was actually tuned to look at was mid.
Yeah.
His Paradox was moving towards B, he got a free side, and the remaining of his teammates were moving in towards A. But unfortunately for Crosshair, he had the entire team of Enigma, or at least 80% of the team, about to kill him.
And that too, you know, when he was tagged by that drone. So everyone can start pre-firing them. At that range, even the Spectre becomes lethal when you get pre-fired like that. Whew. So Enigma, I like seeing this approach from them. They're changing things up every now and then. And so far, True Rippers have managed to fend them off once. But how many more curveballs do Enigma have in their sleeve? How many more googlies can they toss? And how many times can True Rippers fend them off? We'll have to find out, because for now, True Rippers are playing in a very conservative fashion. We are used to seeing them be very fast and like that standard breakneck speed kind of team. But they're being very measured and calculated in their approach. And this is a new side of True Rippers that I haven't seen before. I have to say, I kind of like it.
Yeah, well, they are trying to play different ways. And I think that their adaptability is what they're trying to improve. To see how they can make their way across not just one team, but different teams when it comes to aggression and defensive holds, even when they're on the attack side. But the one thing that they are relying upon is the fact that they've got two duelists, right? So they've got two people who can essentially run in blind, create space, get back immediately with a kill, or however it needs to be. And I think that One Tap God and Relic picking up that role, letting Paradox be the lurker now, has given True Rippers, that new identity that they are trying to establish in a way that, you know what, we can play aggressive, we can do this. We've almost perfected it, but hey, did you know that we can also do that?
Did you know that? I certainly did not. Let's see if Enigma knows this. Raphael's position revealed. So now they know that there's an Opper over there. Do True Rippers stop? Does this deter them? It certainly slows them down, but they are still not keen on going towards the B side. What I think they are waiting for is some pick from the side of their Viper, or maybe getting a pick onto the Opper. They've dealt with Antidote, but the Danger Man is still alive, and he is kicking some ass. 2 big kills by Raphael, finally dealt with by Relic. Does this mean they get the highway to the side? They're getting all the kills they need, and Excali also can't defend. It's just RVK left in a 1v2. He's got the information, but the spike hasn't gone down yet, so RVK doesn't have any context as to which position they might be holding. Spots out Crosshair. Now here's the spike, so this is his chance to move inside, deeper towards the back of Rafters. But they both double peek him towards 410, and no way he gets past that.
Yeah. That double peek is nasty. One of them could have been avoided actually if he had played a little bit more of a niche angle, but he just had to swing to get at least one kill, and that's exactly what he got. Just the one, not the round. Excali should have been able to take out at least one there. I think that would have settled down the round, but unfortunately he was still in movement, and Relic had the jump on him.
Yeah, and Relic also kind of hurt him, right? So the addition of that new box over there kind of gives a little more security to the attackers after they are taking control of the side. In post-spawn situations, it's such a menace to deal with. Let's see if the menaces can be dealt with now, because Antidote, he's going to be a thorn in their side if he gets down to the bottom of that A main region. Oh, One Tap God already opening things towards B. Can Antidote bring it back? The trademark won't detect him immediately. He might just get a couple of free kills. Has the opportunity, gets one, and he is very keen on continuing to fight over there. Either way, his team is kind of losing their place towards the B side, so no matter what he pulls off over here, they will lose the side, and now Raphael just has a little consolation frag mission. Won't be successful at that either. I'm glad the True Rippers took only one casualty in that round. Their only mission in this one was to avoid economic damage, and they've successfully done so.
Yep, but it is True Rippers getting the lead in this early stage of the Icebox map, and I think that Enigma should have actually won the previous round, the one right before the eco, because they had weaponry, they had complete and utter control thanks to Raphael getting those 2 frags. But the problem was, people with him on the site were immediately peeking after Raphael peaked and giving away the 1v1s to Relic. Oh boy, come on.
Yeah, that's the 1v1 you need to be really scared of. Raphael gets the first one. Rexy might just take another pick on mid. That is, if the chamber continues to challenge him. But yet again, True Rippers try their luck towards the A side. They've been successful over here a couple of times. Can they push their luck once again? The only difference is last time Excali was much closer, and Andir wasn't holding this angle. He was playing towards the server box, but now that green box, like I said, it continues to be a massive menace. Lots of angles to be checked, and it's funny how Enigma Gaming have given up on the pipes and the server box crossfire. Instead, all of them are opting to play under rafters right now. Not the best position, but I think it's really strong if you triple stack it, and it just leaves so much room for True Rippers to clear. Kind of like a burnt ground approach. Let's see if True Rippers can get through this hallowed patch and make something happen. Crosshair already getting one, but the rest of the teammates cannot follow up.
I thought Master was going to be able to pull out a round and a half over there, maybe 2 kills, but of course, Rexy was absolutely ready for that. Close peak angle. They find their round that they need. Now they've got 2 very strong ultimates to work with. The Revive and of course the Viper Spit, which I think RVK is very keen on applying towards the A side. Unless there is no sound cues, but I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. Let's see how it goes though. They've shifted up their approaches now. Antidote's gone towards the B side and he's got raw fuel with him. And that means the operator is in function towards the B side. They've now spotted him out and he needs to reposition immediately. One Tap God has his operator as well. So the Jets are going to be in a battle in just about a couple of more seconds. While True Rippers are reading the waters every part of the map. And Relic has caused some waves towards A.
Well, that's one opening pick that they desperately needed. And it's great because RVK was the man with the Viper Spit. With him down, you can make sure that retake situations are somewhat easy for you. Paradox also has his Viper Spit, so if they can get the spike plant, that will be amazing. But the spike is all the way towards the despawn, and Antidote playing with fire over there ends up getting his hands burned. True Rippers have both the picks now, one towards A, one towards B. They have all the options in the world. Where do they choose to exercise their right?
Well, I don't think it's going to be towards B. We've got 3 players walking in towards A. Excali needs to turn around. He gets one more. And he's made this world of pain a little bit easier. And if Raw Fuel is able to secure that 1 kill onto Paradox, which he is really expecting, because they've run away from the A side. They're coming towards B now.
Yeah.
This is all on Raw Fuel.
Oh yeah, finally some little cover for the members of True Rippers. I was really paranoid that Raw Fuel with Yop can destroy them over here, but that's an opportunity they missed. All he needs to do is just delay them. 11 seconds left and he can stop the spike plant. That will be amazing. But the spike plant will go through nonetheless. Now he has to go through towards the other side of yellow, hoping to sneak past enemy territory. But he's playing with dangerous waters over here. Paradox on top. Rexy would have never expected this, and now Raw Fuel is lost. No context about where Paradox was. Jumps down from the high ground and takes him down. Woo. They survived that encounter. I really thought that maybe Excali could turn the round. He kind of neutralized the situation, brought it down to a 3v2. Manageable odds for the side of Enigma Gaming, but with Raw Fuel still alive, your anxiety will always be at an all-time high. And they dealt with it with the best ultimate that they could have used. I have a feeling that RVK will, exact some revenge in the next round. He might use his Viper Spit right at the beginning. In the next round, not this one.
Well, let's find out how it all ends up for them. This round, for sure, RVK is going to be immediately destabilized. And there's Relic finding Excali. So the tour de force has been completely ridden of its powers. Off fuel. While he is trying his best to maybe find 1 kill, cause some sort of economic damage. Two Rippers are already on the B side thanks to Paradox's Lakhs.
RVK gave up his life in order to break that drone so that Excali wouldn't be detected going all the way towards pipes, but Excali didn't end up capitalizing on that either. And now poor Antidote, he's gonna have a nasty surprise waiting for him. Rexy and Raw Fuel, just a bunch of consolation kills that they can get. But this round firmly belongs to True Rippers.
Yep, 3 and 5, and that's a good lead established for the side of True Rippers. They just need at least 2 more to try and make this round, try and make this half into their own. Have an advantage moving into the next one. Most probable score right now does look likely for True Rippers to take an advantage, unless the side of Enigma get this round into their bag. And now look at the defensive value they've got on towards A, Crips. They've got both the Sage and Viper. It looks like the Viper Spit is going to go online, thanks to RVK. He's holding it on for far too long, I believe. He wants to go for the retake play with the Viper Spit. But I think he needs to establish control for his team, because now you can see it as rounds go by. True Rippers are getting immaculately more aggressive, aren't they?
Oh, incredibly more aggressive. And they're trading blow for blow, trade for trade. Let's see how they channel their aggression into the A site. It's stacked with 3 people and the Viper Spit, so the odds are overwhelmingly against True Rippers, but they continue to challenge them. Antidote more than ready for the challenge, gladly accepts that duel. Rexy being baited for a pick, and he will die. But Antidote makes the cross towards pipes. Crosshair has seen that, only to be baited into Raw Fuel's Crosshair. Immaculate decisions by Antidote over there. And Excali.
No! Excali!
That is essential. That is so big. Paradox getting that kill onto Excali means they get a free plant. This would have never been possible if Excali was able to win that duel, but now maybe Two Rippers have a chance. 2v3, the odds are still stacked against them, but this is as close as they can get to a round win.
Well, Paradox is holding down the perfect angle to cut off any rotation immediately, but he goes away from it. And now Master's been spotted as well. Antidote and Raw Fuel will double up, and they've spotted out one player. But here's Raw Fuel right at the moment that he needs to be present, gets the trade back in, and now it's all on to Master. The plant is for him, but he has to get these kills. Gets the one, the time's running away. Raw Fuel needs this immediately. He tries to stick the defuse at least until half mark. He's running away. Master, what are you doing? You gotta check that. At least you gotta jiggle. You gotta jump. Something.
I mean, he even had the Hunter's Fury, but he thought that since he's up against the Jet, the moment he pulls out the big bow, the Jet will just dash and kill him. So that's probably why he did not use that Hunter's Fury. And come on, I mean, why will he go for the check? There's plenty of time still left on the spike, so one would assume that one goes for the fake, one goes for the bait, diffuse, and because there's so much time left, there is a possibility of pulling off that fake diffuse. So he called the bluff. Unfortunately, that was a wrong call. Pros don't fake, and Raw Fuel, well, he is the best pro of them all. Currently leading the scoreboard with 11 kills and 5 deaths.
Yeah, and that's the same for Paradox as well, thanks to his sneaky lurks that he's been doing towards B. I mean, the one thing is, it's been 9 rounds, Crips, and how many times has Paradox actually so successfully been towards the B side by just walking in? At least 4?
Exactly. And not just towards B. He does that sometimes via B main, sometimes via undertube. And he's found success on the A side as well. Fair enough. So I would say the Two Rippers are holding their ground pretty damn well. And I hate to admit that I probably might have predicted this wrong. I said that maybe Enigma will be able to win this one flawlessly, but yeah, you called it. You said it, that True Rippers will be able to give them a good run for their money, and so far they're doing it. Let's hope they can carry this momentum forward in the next half as well. Because this half is like dead even.
Yeah, it does seem like it might end to a 6-6. RVK holding down the A side all by his lonesome, while there is an again mid push. This time they expected. Paradox takes down Antidote. And that is one man with defensive qualities that Enigma will be sorely missing in this round. The wall would have been very useful for the retake situation if at all they had let it go, and this time they're gonna have to play without it.
Yeah, and forget retake. Even on the A side, when he puts up that wall between the server box and the tower, even that was so potent.
Yep, well, here comes the Hunter's Fury, Rexy, a safety measure. There comes one behind. He actually hits the Sova, but Excali is going to be the one finishing off kills over here. He needs to get one more. Excali struggling, not having the best of forms on this map here. And RVK is playing around with his own smoke. He gets one on the cross, but does not connect to the second. Master and Relic trade back. That's 2 versus 3. The attack have the advantage of men. Will they get this round though? 6th round is what they're aiming for. And Rexy's gonna try and deprive them of some information. He gets some. Raw Fuel should have hit that shot.
Yeah, I really thought that if he got that kill, he would have been able to unlock his Blade Storm. And that can be a game changer. He knows nobody's towards the belt region. He's spotting them both towards the and there's the first wall bang. Oh no! Pulls out the knife and instantly gets destroyed by Crosshair. He nails the timing. Oh my goodness, so many ultimates committed in this round. Both the Sovas channeling the inner Cyclops, raining down laser beams, while Raw Fuel pulls out the Blade Storm, hoping to clutch out the round in time, but it's been denied.
Well, rightly so. YB has called out for a timeout, and he is giving them instructions as to what exactly is going wrong. That mid push was perfectly read by the side of Two Rippers. It was almost as if they were giving them a storybook and saying, here, read it to us.
Yeah, singing all the lullabies, singing them to sleep. Permanent sleep in this case. Up until the end of the round, even after that you'll respawn. Either way, I think Antidote dying on mid was not that big of a deal. Enigma still had plenty of players stationed on the A side. It was a still 3-man stack, and I think it would have been great if they could hold it. Yeah, of course, the one player on mid was a little late, hoping that the players on screens will be able to call out the rotation if needed. But still, it's just come down to True Rippers winning their duels, especially when they reach that 410 box. At that point, they take a little pause, they assess the situation about what the crossfire of Enigma could be, and they're in no hurry to continue rushing in. That bum rushy True Rippers, the hyper aggressive team that we knew is no longer that team. I mean, we saw that in group stages, but ever since the playoffs have begun, True Rippers have just become so much more disciplined. It's almost like they went to an army camp.
Oh, Excali's been hard, and he needs to get away. And thankfully, he's got a teleporter that'll send him back safely. And True Rippers are already giving them piece of their mind. They're not being aggressive, but they know that they can be. And Enigma is aware of that, and that's exactly why they are being cautious about it. And after that fake towards A, on towards B, and Rafuel's awaiting them. Gets what? No, Rafuel, come on. No, come on. You gotta expect one more at least.
But I mean, Paradox has been faking B alone so many times. So he thought he's probably alone once more. Let me just try to grab that gun. But this time, it just wasn't the case. Enigma, though, still with the man advantage, they can go for this one. They've gotten a pick towards yellow, and Master has been spotted towards the back of spawn. So if they can overwhelm these guys with the numbers, they can start to defuse right now. The little wall has been broken, and now the gap is still wide enough to stop the defuse from happening. Crosshair nailing all the shots, and even one tap god hitting every single thing. RBK brought down to 40 HP. There's really very slim chance of him clutching this out. If he can just like get one more kill after this, that would be great. I think that would be a good eco round in my books. But I mean, the lead already belongs to True Rippers no matter what you do. This could either be an 8-4 or a 7-5, and I think True Rippers will be very happy with that.
Yep, they are going to be pretty happy with that. But the fact of the matter is, Enigma are the ones right now who need to deal with what's happening in front of them. Are they going to let this go down towards that 8-4 score line? Because the farther down it goes, the more difficult it gets for them on their attack. While they do have raw fuel doing pretty well, it's not exactly working out for them the way it should be, because Excali is not actually playing an agent that we know him to play, or I'm not quite sure if he's so comfortable with it right now. Having just 4 kills so far, the explosivity lies in the hands of True Rippers, and they are loving their duelist composition right now, and they've already got a lead in this round. I don't think this is going to be ending up for the side of Enigma. This should be an 8-4, it seems. One more pick and it might just be done.
Exactly. The Orb versus Orb duel goes in the favor of one tap god. He's even got the Blade Storm at the ready. And if they can get the plant, then Paradox will instantly pop his Viper's Spit. Relic pops off Antidote's head. Here we go. As the stack for Enigma comes through on the ace side, True Rippers continue to challenge them, and Master wins every single thing. RVK gets a cheeky kill, but then he's at very little HP. Already got a foot in the grave, but beyond the grave, he can still get a couple of kills posthumously. And there you go. They don't even need to plant the spike to win this one. 4-8. A very sizable lead for True Rippers, Universe.
Yep, it most certainly is. It is definitely a lead that they were at least hoping to get as a bare minimum. 8-4. Quite a good scoreline, given their entire lineup has been about the attack. They would have maybe wanted a little bit more, because Enigma was stumbling across multiple rounds, and one of those rounds could have gone to them, and the 9-3 maybe could have come in. But right now, the one thing that we need to consider is how True Rippers are going to work around their defense. They don't really have a set sentinel, in stone like Antidote, who can put up a Sage Wall to completely stop the entire push. The trademark from True Rippers can be deleted in one bullet. And of course, they've got a Viper, that's Paradox. But he also is a player who's known to be aggressive, and he has been pseudo-aggressive on his lonesome. On the defense, he would love to get some picks, and if he makes a small little mistake of pushing a little extra to gain some map control, that's Enigma's cue to absolutely catch them right there.
I mean, who else have you seen on the Viper being a very good lurker? The only person that comes to my mind is Nats. So maybe Paradox was trying to channel his inner Nats. Of course, that's a long shot. Double peek on mid means that True Rippers will have to fall back. They've gotten enough information. They've spotted out 2 players on mid, a couple on A. This should be enough for them to make a calculated guess. But hey, they are throwing calculations out of the book. Crosshair only wants to hit those digits and the heads. Gotten killed onto a Rafuel already, and now Enigma channeling towards mid. They're not able to go for the trades. Antidote's wall was a bit too late, but at least he's crossed over safely. Is it still safe though? There's so many people waiting for him, and now the spike is dropped deep inside enemy territory.
I quite did not understand this push from Enigma. They split up across every single avenue. They had one person looking over at A from Belt. They had one person looking down at A from the lower position. They had 2 people at mid who peeked one after the other, and they had Excali coming in alone from B main. It's a pistol round. The kind of given of this round, of practically any pistol round, is that you should probably stick together because you're playing with pistols.
I mean, I agree that they are splitting up. I wouldn't call that the problem. I think they wanted to just play for picks, but the only miscommunication over there was that late wall on mid. I think that was the only mistake. Other than that, I think splitting up and trying to play for picks, no matter what round it is, whether it's an eco or a pistol, I think it's still fine. But of course, you're free to disagree. Rafuel wants to win that duel against one tap god. It's a Jet versus Jet, Marshall versus Marshall. We've seen this so many times, and we still going to get tired of it. Master sees the first pick. That's again Antidote not being allowed the trade, and that allows them to channel through. Enigma getting a kill, but that's all she wrote for Excali. Oh, they're falling like flies over here, and this is just typical anti-eco round from the side of True Rippers. They don't lose these.
Yeah. Oh, Rafuel though will connect one. He's looking to cause as much damage as possible, drop a couple of more weapons. He knows
He's hurt, Relic.
Yep. He knows he's right there, but there is a backstab, and Rafuel expects it. Looks for that kill, not going to be connecting these shots. He needs this one kill, and he is going to get it.
Now I'm starting to get nervous. Another kill, and then he's got the dash. Fake smoke, kind of prompting that he's left the area, but nope, still here at the bottom of ramps, holding for that push. And Relic realizes he cannot afford to take that gamble. They've already given them too many 1v1s, they can't afford to do any more. Can Rafuel thread the needle? Time is running out, and he threads Paradox head apart. Just one more left, and he knows exactly where Relic is. Somewhere close to him. He knows that for sure, but he needs to find him and kill him. There's absolutely no way he can go for the spike plant at this moment. Fake tap. He tries to fake the drop, but the sound cues are different. So Relic doesn't fall for the bait. He needs to make a move. He's trying to go for the hero moves, and Relic just simply doesn't want to fight him. He's won this round, and he knows it. And he chooses the non-violent option.
Rafuel, he could have dashed onto the side a lot earlier. I feel that he should have played for the spike. It was a 1v1. His best option was to just dash towards the side with 15 seconds left, go for the plant, and there were a lot of Spectres fallen on the side, right? He could have just picked up one of them and played along, and Relic would have been afraid, honestly.
Yeah, but that, I mean, if he's on top of Welt and then dashes towards the side, he doesn't know where Relic is, right? He heard him towards the zipline tower, but then he doesn't know where he went. So Relic could have repositioned towards under tower, towards pipes, towards the bottom of the A lobby. He could be anywhere, and he probably just didn't want to take that risk. I mean, I don't blame him. It was a difficult situation for him anyway. But now hopefully things will be a little easier, you know. Enigma have the better weapons, True Rippers on a bonus round. This is a round which on paper should belong to Enigma, but can they pull it off? Found the first trap, still no commitment off the Viper wall. Gives him a free rein towards Crosshair, but he pulls out the barrier up at the wrong time, and that is the trade successful. Enigma now making contact towards A as well. They're trying to go for a two-pronged approach, hoping to get picks everywhere, and so far they have the man advantage, but can they capitalize on it? The zipline action comes through as Master hears them both on top of 410. Nails the timing, gets the kill onto RBK. Can he channel onto Excali? Just he cannot. But that was still a damn good round.
Yeah.
It's just one weapon. I think he's done enough. Yep, that's definitely all he needed. Done enough economic damage, and he can sneak towards 410. And he has another 1v1. Oh, timing. Like, imagine if he moves in towards 410, just gets into cover before Rafuel can reset. Oh, that would have been such a clutch moment.
Well,
But still, Come on, like 4 kills in a bonus round. I think that's beyond impressive.
It most certainly is. I think that Enigma kind of bit off a little more than they could chew. And I don't know how Excali didn't connect that shot onto Relic. He's just not had a good start to this day. Excali is not feeling as comfortable as he would, on any other agent like he is on Chamber.
Yeah, it's just one of those days, man. Even Rexy not having the best of days today. Not able to line up the frags that he needs. Whereas everyone else on the side of True Rippers are hitting their shots. They're all consistent with their aim. So maybe this could be the fall of the giant. Maybe Goliath can win. Oh my goodness, one tap got so precise. And unfortunately, he can't heal up. But hey, he doesn't need to. Win a frag towards A. The only silver lining for Enigma is that the spike hasn't been spotted by True Rippers. So they still have the element of surprise.
Yeah, they most certainly do. But Excali could be an element of surprise himself. And there it is. He's going to get the B side, and he's even spotted out one more and kills him as well. Perfectly done. And now one tap God coming with 25 HP. What can he hope to do? Just he has to wait.
Yeah, patience is the key over here. The need to wait for one tap God to come into action. The moment this Viper Wall drops, that's when one tap God will have to find someone towards yellow and hope that the Reyna can swing alongside him. If not, then the crossfires of Enigma will hold stronger. Checking every position. And meanwhile, Enigma just trying to delay, trying to hold off the defenders at bay. And Rofuel is just not missing today. It's just Master left. 1v3. Near impossible odds. Might just go for the save as well. That's fun. I'm glad that Enigma can keep their economic momentum rolling. I mean, if they lost this round, they would have had to eco for like, what, 1-2 rounds consecutively? Maybe go for some cheap force buys, and you never really want to have that when True Rippers is so close to map point. So with this, Enigma can at least get to 10-7 at the very least. That is, if True Rippers don't go for a force buy and throw a curveball.
Yeah, the last round itself was a little bit of a googly for Enigma. I think that they had a very, enigmatic buy, but they executed it perfectly thanks to Excali's luck and getting those 2 kills, opening up the B side. But with the one hero Vandal that they have right now on Master, True Rippers are hoping to stack towards A and get something done out of it. While there is one person on B, and I can make that 2 actually, Crosshair is here as well, they are being aggressive themselves. They're not actually giving up the fact that they're playing on an eco. They're going in for these fights.
Oh, True Rippers. Paradox is going to be so scared right now. Here's so many footsteps, and Crosshair, he's not scared. Still peeks. Okay, very brave. He's peeking across the snake bite, bro. You gotta have balls of steel to pull that kind of stuff off.
Well, it looks like now they want to go and deny the plant, and Antidote's going to be discouraged from putting up the wall. A couple more seconds, 6 to be precise. He's got to wait for. Look at the one tap God's positioning. Sits down, holds the ground, and waits for the prey to come towards him. Paradox gets Antidote, and now it's a 4 versus 2, ladies and gentlemen. Make that 4 versus 1. What the hell is happening? Rexy!
Oh my lord, this is worse. I mean, I said in the last round that I'm glad Enigma were able to win this. They can keep the economic momentum rolling and whatnot, but now they lost a Thrifty. And that's even worse for the economy. If True Rippers can hold their ground, this is map point for them. Enigma are broke, they have no money. They're throwing in every single thing they've got, whether it's half armor Vandals or Bulldogs. They're accumulating all the pennies that they have, and hopefully it counts as a pound.
Well,
And if that doesn't, then they will lose the round.
So far, it doesn't look like it. Match point looking imminent for the side of True Rippers. They're trying to hold on to their lead, not give away anything. And that Thrifty was absolutely beautiful because they didn't even have to upgrade weapons with economy. They just had to pick it up from the ground, and it helps much. But this time, Raw Fuel says he's had enough. He goes for one beautiful shot, thanks to the information provided by Rexy. And now Relics come onto the side. He wants a free kill. He gets one. The Reyna Empress mode is active, and he's looking for as much value as possible out of this. The plant will go down, and Enigma have a hope to cling on to and play against with.
And if shit goes wrong, then Rexy can use his Hunter's Fury to hold them back at bay. Two Rippers though, they are unfazed, undeterred. The Empress continues her reign of terror. It's just Excali left along with the ultimates. And now his vision is blocked. He's able to get the kills, but can he get the diffuser? He needs to be precise over here. And shooting with the classic into the smoke, it's almost like trying to break a castle. Excali! Cannonballs! Oh my lord, Excali pulls off the clutch. Holy moly, both these teams are exchanging thrifties back and forth, and this is just it's a roller coaster ride of money. Even Wall Street doesn't see so many ups and downs.
Oh my god, Excali. Even if one person who was right under him would have touched his head with a bullet, grazed his head with a bullet, it would have been over. Match point for Two Rippers would have come up, but this man embodies the fact never give up. He just kept spamming, found the right time. It was just about done. I think there was about 0.29 seconds left.
Yeah. And they win this round on the back of their ultimates. The Hunter's Fury did enough to break apart the push up Two Rippers a bit. Excali with the tour they force. Both the ultimates were just so key. And this time Two Rippers are the ones who are using their ultimates. Tour they force active on the B side.
RVK.
Smoke shenanigans not going in his favor, but Relic spots out two people and that's his cue to fall back. He's got the man advantage. No need to peek further.
There is a revive available though, and it looks like Antidote wants to go for it.
But that's a very risky spot to go for the revive in.
He does have the wall, so he can do that. But at the same time, not to forget, Master's got his ultimate, so he can immediately kill him off as well.
Exactly. So now it's just a battle of patience, right? Who pops the ultimate first? Who uses it as a bait? Oh, Antidote. Even though he's got the rest, he's got too many dead players to revive. So, yeah. Do you commit to raw fuel or do you commit that ultimate on RBK? Or maybe Enigma can just pull off the kills and continue going their way. 30 seconds left, so they need to make a move. And One Tap God is ready.
Oh, beautiful.
He is scoped in, and Rocky gets a bait res, and he peeks out to hopefully buy some space, but One Tap God isn't having any of it. He's got absolutely nothing on them, and Raw Fuel has a near impossible task to pull off in very little time. Desperate moves as he's trying to go for the plant, but he just simply doesn't have the space, and now the time has long passed. The best he can do is save his weapon right now, but he won't even be given that. Coup de grace.
Oh, man. One round that was beautiful from Excali, and another one followed up by One Tap God. He says, you do one, I do one better. And absolute maniac, One Tap God. It was just one angle, Crips. He was just holding down one angle, and one after the other, they peaked and died, and peaked and died, and peaked and died.
And the only alternation he did was like the height. One time on top of Raptors, one time below it, and that's all.
Yeah, and now they don't have money, they don't have utility, they don't have anything. Two players on Vandals, and that's about it. They're gonna have to fight this like the old times Vikings. They got to use their knives if need be. But none of that seems possible. Two Rippers are on a roll. Right now, they are being pressured. And I don't know why Master just stood there waiting for the recon to detect him. But
I think that's another bait, you know? You pull all the attention towards yourself at 410, so maybe your guy at server box can peek. That's just a theory, but that didn't happen. So all 10 players on the server alive, but a minute has passed and Enigma don't have any map control to show for it. Crosshair is going to play first contact over here. He knows they're coming his way. That was a bait peek, and he knows Excali will peek on the other side of it. Instantly teleports back, doesn't want to take the risk. Time is running out, and all he needs to do is delay Enigma. Make them doubt their decisions, because they are doubting it. You see Enigma is now moving back towards the A side.
yeah.
And that move with only 40 seconds left, I'm not a big fan of it.
Well, it's all on to RVK and Raw Fuel to get this, and if RVK, Raw Fuel hit that shot, it probably would have been it. Raw Fuel gets another though. Here comes RVK from the other side of the map. Forgive me, of the other side of the site. I'm losing my words having a look at what's happening here, but Enigma seemed to be pulling off a round that honestly should have gone the other way.
So many times they have to rely on individual performances. RVK finding the right timing as Raw Fuel distracts towards the server box. He peeks out off the pipe side and gets that frag. Amazing stuff. And that's the kind of performance they needed to keep themselves alive, and they need to pull off again and again and again if they want to get to overtime. Pardon my math, but I think there's like, what, 5 rounds they need to win, 5 rounds in a row if they want to get into overtime. And sure, maybe they can win like 1 or 2 more, because I think they should be able to get True Rippers down on economy in the next round after this one. But then again, True Rippers will recover in the round after that, and the whole process repeats itself again. It's back to square one.
2 weapons saved. It doesn't even actually make that much of a difference for True Rippers, because they still have money for it. Even if they had died, Paradox and Crosshair, they would have still had money to rebuy, and now they're going for a timeout. True Rippers are considering their options as to not let Enigma make any more strides into this game. They are talking things through to see how they can shift up their defense in this round. Maybe be aggressive at one place and cut off the rotations from the other, push up towards mid, have the Viper Spit, forgive me, Viper Spit is actually on Enigma, forgive me about that. But they can actually have one-tap God, let Crosshair do the opping role, if at all they want to go for that op, and he can play on his blades. They can have the Jet play freely as the Rifler / the Bladestorm player, and have Crosshair do the opping role on the other side. But whatever it is they're deciding, Enigma Gaming need to be prepared, because I'm pretty sure that True Rippers are thinking of a move to make right now, not be defensive.
And True Rippers, they have enough money. They can play aggressively if they want. They can even have these players play towards pipes and do that crossfire that they used to have, with one on pipes and the other guy on the slant wall. And it's surprising because we haven't seen that from True Rippers yet. That used to be their default on the A side, but they haven't done it even a single time. And I don't know if they don't want to do it because they think Enigma will read it, or because they're actually trying out new things and they're progressing. Either way, it's a good sign that Crosshair is able to get that opening kill, and with Antidote dead, no more walls means a very difficult chance at planting the spike safely.
Indeed. The A side is absolutely quiet right now. Enigma are the only ones making any sound here. There's a very heavy defense being committed, and Enigma are trying to break it. Raw Fuel hoping for a frag to just walk into his crosshair, but Relic knows better, because True Rippers have the complete idea of this being an A-side hit. Mid is covered for sure, and if Crosshair makes his way, yep, there it is. He gets the free kill that he was hoping for, and the round right here should probably be over. The map right here should probably be over, unless RVK's Viper Spit gets some value. Paradox takes one down, but Rexy immediately trades back. 4 versus 2 here. RVK adds on to the tally. 3 versus 2.
30 seconds left.
And they're now hoping for the retake.
And they have the numbers to make this retake possible. They must not get tagged by that drone, otherwise they are going to get shot through the Viper's Pit, and you do not want that. True Rippers have the elevation, they're spamming everything, leaving nothing to chance, and RVK, he's taking matters into his own hands. Beacon out of the Viper's Pit, even Rex, he does the same, and they're hitting the shots at the right time. Just Master left. He's got 5 seconds until his recon dart is revealed, which should be able to tell him that nobody's under server box, but now that he's got the elevation, can he surprise them? He's got the drop, but the sound will be given away. Now Master's position is revealed. He knows where Rexy is, but the other guy is completely undeterred, and RVK pulls off the round once again. Oh my lord, it was a bit difficult to digest this round.
They were on a 4v2.
Yeah, a 4v2, and they pull it off. Okay, but can we discuss that toxin screen put up by Paradox over there? It goes all the way from server box towards the bottom of the zipline tower, and I've not seen any defender do that before.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say the same as well, because Raw Fuel had such a niche angle to pop out of, and he was covered from the other side as well. That could have given damage to anybody coming through. That's a good wall, but here's one tap God trying to be a wall towards mid. Unfortunately for him, not going to work out. Crosshair will get one though. Crosshair looking for more. Will get traded off, but Antidote has no clue. Paradox is slipping through. Oh, Paradox. Oh, Paradox. He could get more here. He runs away. He needs to be playing safe, but he wants these kills. There goes the drone. He goes for the free kill. Not going to get it, Paradox. He should have just pushed in. He could have gotten the kill.
Yeah, but he was worried that somebody will be able to trade him right across this doorway that Master is on now. They're already on the backstabs. No more chamber utility to detect them. I mean, they expect one backstab, but how many more? The barrier op is definitely going to stop anything that True Rippers will be trying. So now that the wall is being broken, they know that there's at least one player on the backstab. But do they know that both are present over here? That's a surprise. They're still holding, expecting somebody to come through from Oranges or maybe from Snowman. But now, both of them try to sneak in. Relic, he's not making a single footstep. Meanwhile, his teammate Master is giving away all the sound in the world, hoping to set up a good bait. Rexy, though, has the anger but can't win the duel. And now Relic comes off, getting all of those. It's a 1v1. Antidote position revealed. He tries to go for the pre-fire. He wins it. The captain stepping up. And Enigma are still in this game. True Rippers are losing their grip, but luckily they're not losing money. Max loss bonus has been activated for True Rippers, which means they can continue buying again and again and again, but there's only 2 rounds left, so you need to make it count.
This is it. If they don't win this, it's gonna go to overtime, and Enigma desperately want this to not go to a third map. They want to win this and win Ascent as well. And True Rippers are hoping for the same, but they're not able to finish off this game. This could have been over just about 10 minutes ago, ladies and gentlemen, when it was 12-8. One tap guard. Dashes away. Knows that as soon as he gets detected, he's in danger land. Here's a bit of a standstill.
Yeah, not just a standstill. This is absolutely calm water. You can probably balance yourself on it. Enigma measuring every step that they take, playing so passively. Like an entire minute has passed and they haven't even revealed their positions. Not a single player was spotted towards A or B, and Crosser has just the worst timing possible. He was looking towards that corridor, walks away at the worst time. Otherwise, he would have spotted a couple more players. With that toxin screen active, he can at least isolate one angle or hold this cross angle that maybe Rofuel won't expect. Wait, he doesn't teleport back. He's still keen on fighting, and Excali punishes him for it. And now Rofuel can be res safely and soundly. Paradox, though, inside this poison cloud. He might just get shot if they pre-fire him over there, but he's willing to take that risk. Antidote now calls his team to fall back. He's a little paranoid about all this Viper poison being present in the region. He smells a trap, and he's done a right decision, the right move by going back towards the A side. Only Master is present over here. True Rippers, though, their stack on the B side will most likely fail, and I think Master won't be able to hold off this all by himself, so he's going to have to give up the side and play for the retake. If he can just delay the spike plant with 10 seconds left, he can actually make a difference. Nah, the shot that kill won't come through. They have to go for the retake, and they're going in for it immediately, not giving Enigma enough time to get into post-plant positions. This could be the victory over here. This could be the key, but they need to continue this momentum. Rexy with the Hunter's Fury just trying to buy space for his teammates, and he's trapped them enough. The slowdown from Excali's Tour de Force traps Master in that corner, and he gets eviscerated by the laser beam. RVK put the final lead on the coffin, and these guys are just one step closer to overtime.
I can't believe what I'm watching. I honestly can't. Now True Rippers are at a position where they absolutely are stripped of money. They've got nothing in their pockets. They've got a very, very, stubborn, desperate buy. Only 2 of them have, okay, 3 of them have weapons to work with. That is Paradox, Relic, and one tap god, who are holding. One of them is holding a Guardian with half armor.
Yeah, I mean, it's got Scrappy written all over it.
Yeah, they're gonna try and make the best out of it, but overtime almost looks like it is likely, ladies and gentlemen. Moving into the A side, Enigma find themselves the first. Excali's gotten them. He's turned a leaf around throughout the course of this entire map. Rexy's gotten the second. Wow. Rexy's gotten the third. And that's pretty much it. Overtime, here we come, says Enigma. What a comeback.
Rexy was having the worst game possible. He had 3 frags up until the first half, but now he steps up in the most important round, getting 2 crucial opening frags. What a way to step up for your team at the right moment. And Rexy might die to that snake bite. Walks away at the right time, and Crosshair, now's his time to shine. Can they do this one, though? The Viper utility still can be a deterrent, and now the Viper's Spit has been committed by Paradox, hoping to buy them a little more space to walk inside. They can try to stick the defuse, but Excali's right there on top. They're losing the members left, right, and center, but they are still hoping that this is not a full commit. Excali drops them down, and we are going to overtime. What
Again.
a comeback.
Yo,
5
these-
rounds in a row.
These 4v2 rounds are very scary, man. Paradox just pulled out 2 kills like it's nothing. And if Scally wasn't there on top, it would have been such a huge problem. He jumped down, finds 2 kills. Luckily for him, Crosshair missed that shot. And Excali, who at a point was at 4-10, 4-11, I think, is right now at 20 kills with 17 deaths. Now, if that is not a revival of form, I don't know what is.
Exactly. Like even Rexy was having a terrible form throughout the first half of this game. And he's still at the bottom of the scoreboard. But hey, you step up at the most important moment. You get those 2 opening frags. You liberate the side for your team. And there you go. You've stepped up at the right time. And there's no complaints at that point. But this is overtime. And every rule is going to be thrown out of the window over here. True Rippers have nothing to lose. They have everything to gain. If there is a time to take the risk, it is now. But True Rippers are being measured, just like Enigma were. The respect that these teams have for each other is unreal right now.
Yep. Well, right now, the mid-region is being respected by True Rippers. They've let Enigma take control of it, but they're not telling them that we're completely out of the picture. Well, Relic is hoping that he finds Antidote close by to that wall. Maybe blow his head straight off. There's nobody there. They're just holding these angles passively, Enigma. Excali's gotten the B side downright under control, but he needs to be able to get 1 kill and immediately run away. Before he can even do that, he goes past his time limit of staying there. And here's Antidote being rewarded for his patience. Crosshair has been removed off the equation, and now Excali hopes for 1. Excali gets 1. It's just about timing now. And Relic is the one who's going to be hoping for the best of it. He's not been spotted. And this is a huge problem. He could turn this round around all by himself. But Rafuel sees him. Rafuel gets him. And Enigma are looking to end this with a victory. Master's the only one left. Tries to go for the plant. Excali comes out and blows him out of the water. What a comeback. Enigma now with the lead, 13-12.
First time they've taken the lead in this half, but I really hope they don't lose it. I really hope this doesn't go to a double overtime. Paradox went for a different angle on that Toxin screen. One that doesn't cover Snowman, and his death is what caused the rest of his team to die. Because with him down, there's no Toxin screen, and now you're exposed from oranges, from Snowman, from halls, every single place. Especially when Rafuel is playing up in halls at that point, there's not much that you can do. I mean, I said that they need to take some risky moves over here, but that's not the kind of risk I expected them to take, and yeah, it kind of backfired. Don't blame me, though. This is definitely not Caster's curse.
I mean, whatever this is, True Rippers are not happy with it. You can see it. They are under huge pressure, tremendous pressure. And this pressure could translate to nervousness, which will result in a loss. Maybe even a little bit of a nervous start to the next map. And YB, man, this guy, I don't think even when his team is losing, he changes his face, or even when his team is winning, he changes his face.
I want to see what happens if YB ever goes to Vegas, man. He's got the best poker face.
I think people will just leave the table. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah, this is not fun playing against.
No,
it's not
about
fun to play against Enigma.
It's not even about fun. You just look at his eyes and you're like, sorry, this is not my cup of tea. I am not a part of this. But hey,
True Rippers, I don't know about that cup of tea, but they need a massive jug of bravery to pull this round off. And that bravery might just come through with this solo lurk on mid. Relic holding down mid all by himself, and 3 members of Enigma are getting into tube. Seems kind of risky, man. I mean, they will be stopped by that chamber utility, that one trademark that's placed over there. But that trademark will only detect the presence. It won't tell them how many players are present over there. And on paper, only 1 person sneaks through tube in a regular round. But this is not a regular round. This is overtime. And Rafuel is turning up the pace. Now Paradox can hear all these footsteps. And he's got the first pick. But doesn't know which angle to peek next. Relic comes through to help him out at the right time. And even Antidote can't adjust to it. 2 Rippers send them into yet another overtime.
my word, that was quite a bit of a round. I thought Enigma with that, they have that mid-tube execute. which they usually do, and they kind of actually find success at the most opportunistic times, and this was one. But Paradox standing there alone got the one kill that they needed, and that was onto Raw Fuel, who could have caused the most damage. And then one tap God and Relic came back in, gave him the support that he needed, and here we are on overtime 2.
Do you think this will go to like a third overtime or something? Or is this gonna be the end of it?
Possibly, unless Enigma have something to say about it. Again, a mid execute to get control and not let them have any sort of rotational advantages. Two Rippers are spread across the entire map. They've got mid A and B, all three covered with players.
Yeah, but then do they get the picks after spreading out this much?
Well, let's see. Excali's hoping for one, and he's got RVK right below him. And this double peak could prove to be very dangerous.
Nice.
But one tap God, what a quick shot from him. Does not even have the ability to get traded off because he just dashes away, and RVK could not even see what the hell was happening. But now he needs to be the hero.
Oh,
There's
he's
one.
not just the hero, he is the villain over here, getting the time needed for Rexy to come in at the right time, and he buys the much needed space. Oh, Enigma still holding on to this like a fortress, but Relic might just be the catapult that breaks the castle walls. Needs to transition to the other side, and one tap God helps him do so, killing Antidote to its Snowman. Now they know exactly where Raw Fuel is, they know where to look, and they are very vigilant about this one. The Relic, that Cloudburst helps him get across, and Raw Fuel now knows that there's nobody towards the side, so he has to look towards yellow, but does he get the trades that he requires? The Cloudburst might just help him go for the fake defuse, but do True Rippers buy this one? He's pulled off a fake defuse in the past, but one tap God with the precision catches Raw Fuel at the tail end of his tailwind. And we have True Rippers in the lead once again. Once again.
Well, back and forth we go. I thought Enigma would for sure destroy this map as soon as they got to overtime. But True Rippers, they clearly have the ability to adapt, and they're going to be doing the same. And while all of this is happening, we do have True Rippers on the advantage and hoping that they will finish this off on the defense for the final time.
Sure.
B
Final time.
Maybe. They've
Is
been on
that-
the defense 3 times now. 3? Yeah, 3 times.
I've lost count, man. Either way, the only thing I'm counting on is for Crosshair to get this lovely flag onto RVK. And with RVK dead, there's going to be no utility to help his team get inside.
Oh.
They walk past each other. Oh, no, this could be a disaster. But now RVK
no,
hears
the
the
team-
gunshot. And he can easily kill Crosshair now. Huh.
Yep. There it is. We get the kill that we wanted, say Enigma. And now they can move in towards B. There is a lot of confusion. One player's already rotated. He has the control of mid Relic, but he has no clue where these players are coming. One tap God though. He secures the first kill. And that's all he needed. Now he needs to just wait, hide, let Paradox make his play happen. He spots out Excali. There's one player close to him. There's a lot of pressure. Excali takes a one tap God. And Paradox gets one in return. Antidote comes to the wall to get one more. 2 versus 2 now. And it's all on to Excali and Antidote to fight off against Paradox and Master. Excali tapping down Master's body, not going to be able to finish off the kill. Paradox, still being alive, has got his wall to work with. And that's exactly what he needs.
Yeah, this poison cloud also buying them a little bit more space. They have to peek on the left side of yellow. Excali does exactly that. Master with the trade. They know where Antidote is. He knows he's on the top. Does he check for it? He still does, but Antidote wins the duel. How many times, how many more times are we going to see the captain step up for his team when they are needed the most?
Oh boy. This is turning out to be quite a match. Across both teams, we've got players performing individually. Everybody's having quite a bit of a game. Raw Fuel and Paradox are going head to head. And it doesn't even matter whether Paradox is playing a Jet or a Viper. He's trying to replace Raw Fuel in that #1 position on the MVP standings. 400 kills and he's added 26 more to it. This is just the first map.
Just the first map, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting started, and this best of 3 is going to be a long, long ride. So I better hope you brought your popcorn. I hope it hasn't combusted already with the amount of heat present over here. But True Rippers, look at the setup they have. So many players outside of A, and they're just waiting for the perfect time to burst out. And now all the utility comes pouring in. They spot one on the top of Raptors, nobody else at the bottom, so they think it should be safe for the plant. But Rexy and Raw Fuel turn this into a meat grinder. They shred them apart. And now True Rippers left with just 2 people. It's again a 2v4. We've seen this so many times. This is deja vu all over again. But this time the spike is in Gripes and Rexy. He's piping them, beating them down. Can one tap God pull off the clutch jeans? Does he have it in him? He uses the dash to dodge the Hunter's Fury, and now he doesn't have anything else available. But hey, Excali is very keen on challenging him up close. This could be a bit risky. He still wins the duel. My anxiety as a winner like an all-time high. Like,
I don't blame you.
If
I
I
don't blame you.
spontaneously just stop speaking, call an ambulance. Means I'm having a heart attack.
I'll keep that in mind. But right now, what we need to keep in mind is True Ripper's position. They are a round down again, but they've pulled it off time and time again on the defense. And they are not really shifting up as much, but it looks like they are going aggressive on the B side. They've got Crosshair and one tap God being aggressive, and this could be a problem for Excali. Never mind, he expects it. Raw Fuel gets one towards mid as well. This could be the final moments of Icebox, ladies and gentlemen. A 16-14 scoreline could be instilled over here. And Excali might have just done what was needed to be done so far. And Crosshair was unnecessarily aggressive, it seems. And one tap God had the choice to run away, and he did. He misses the shot. Down to 60 HP, he's gone. Excali gets on top. Excali's looking for the kill. He baits out a shot, expecting him to be behind. But I think this is GG, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have to say...
Not yet. Not yet. The flank from the Viper. Paradox has the right moment, but LVK expects it. That's Viper diff right there, and Master has a mammoth task on his hands.
Well, that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. A mammoth task, and he was swamped under the feet of the mammoth. A map that honestly, True Rippers should have won 13-8, 13-9, 13-10, 13-11. They could have won any of those, and look at the smiles on their faces. Excali and Rexy having such a good time.
Yeah, and they definitely deserve to smile over here. What a massive comeback. Even Excali clapping for his teammates. Clapping for his teammates and then tapping heads in the server. That's his lifestyle, and what a comeback. Oh my god, I'm thoroughly impressed. Like, at one point I was literally off my seat and standing and up there casting. I'm like, no, please, not another overtime. This has to end. And Enigma, they pull off this map. I mean, at the start of this game, I said that Enigma will win Icebox. And even though my prediction was right, boy, oh boy, I was on the edge of my seat so many times. I really thought that maybe True Rippers can pull this off. And if Enigma can pull off comebacks like this, it's going to bolster their momentum and bolster their morale so much. Let's take a look at the highlights, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure there's a lot of highlight clips in this game. So many 2v4 clutches, so many thrifty wins from both teams, not just one side.
Yeah, while the side of True Rippers had the momentary advantage of going into the lead early on and having to go through the fact that they had such comfortable, setups to depend upon, that Enigma actually were not, giving too much of a trouble. And eventually, when it came towards the end, when they had to finish off the game, all they needed was one round.
Yeah,
that was it.
And they don't even give them that. They do not give them the satisfaction. Antidote's wall placement towards the starting half of this game was impeccable. He was pulling off the most standard crossfires that defenders can set up, but just by having that one barrier or present, it adds so much more complexity to that seemingly simple setup. And that is what got Enigma Gaming the rounds that they did get in the first half. But then True Rippers also, I have to admit that they were not playing like their usual selves. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We know them to be a hyper aggressive, in your face kind of team, but today they were a bit more disciplined. And on paper, I would say that that's improvement, but it kind of worked to their detriment this time. Although I can't really judge them for this performance. Correlation is not causation.
Yep, that is true. I think that performance wise, both the teams had, you know, while Enigma's was kind of late, the entire journey of their performance came through towards the end. It worked out perfectly because look at Excali, man. It's 27 kills, 24 RVK, 15 for Antidote, 14 for Rexy. Team effort put in, but Raw Fuel and Excali stole the goddamn show in that second half, especially.
Yeah, stole the show, stole the spotlight. Raw Fuel and Paradox, like we expected them to be on the top. I mean, they're up there on the MVP standings, and hey, Raw Fuel gets yet another MVP badge attached to his chest. And with this, they go into the series with a map lead, winning the map pick of True Rippers. Up next is going to be Ascent, which has been picked up by Enigma, but I think I would still call it neutral territory. And especially how close this map was, I think Ascent is going to be yet another roller coaster with multiple overtimes.
I think that Ascent is going to be a little bit easier on the side of Enigma. Number one, because they have confidence. Number two, because the last two times they've played Ascent, they've absolutely clobbered their opponents to 13-3, 13-2. So I think following that trend, they love playing on Ascent. And there's a couple of shots over there that we've seen before, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing tonight again. So watch out for that Omen play, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably going to be coming up in the next couple of minutes. We are going to be back with the LCR to represents TC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, our gaming partner Intel, who provide the best gaming value, providing the overall best gaming experience. So don't forget to follow the hashtag GameWithIntel to know more. And of course, our apparel partner 656. We'll be back. Check out all the deals in the description down below while I get rid of my vocabulary problems. And you guys go ahead and get a snack.
Yeah, get a snack. Get plenty of them. Maybe a drink too. This is going to be a long game. We still have a map to go. Maybe even 2 maps to go given how this one went. So see you on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hey guys, I'm Ankita. Welcome to Streamer Reviews, the place where you can watch gamers review the best new gaming laptops in the market. Gamers love exploring the vivid detailing of their favorite games. This demands a system that can support their immersive experience. So, we'll be checking out the Intel-powered Lenovo Legion 5, a laptop with features that let you dive into the exciting world of gaming. One of the most important aspects of the Lenovo Legion 5 is its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, with a base clock speed of 2.3 GHz up to 4.6 GHz turbo. It flaunts 8 cores, 16 threads and 24 MB cache. The Legion 5 lets you untether your gaming experience with Intel Wi-Fi 6, ensuring you can enjoy your favorite games wherever you like. Play on the go with up to 75% less latency. The Lenovo Legion AI engine optimizes performance automatically to any of the top 16 AAA games you're playing, with auto detection dynamically allocating CPU and GPU usage accordingly to get up to 15% more FPS. Speaking of senses, there's another sense that's also important for an immersive experience: sound. Thankfully, the Legion 5 has this covered as well. A pair of stereo speakers enabled with dynamic audio gives you an immersive 3D audio experience. Why wait? Get your own Lenovo Legion 5 and dive into the world of gaming today.
Welcome back to Overtime Central, ladies and gentlemen. Just kidding, jokes aside. Welcome back to LG Ultragear presents CEC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, our gaming partner Intel, and our apparel partner 656. Oh boy, what a topsy-turvy game. We went through the highs to the lows and everything in between. But you know what's going to stay with you and stay consistent in all the epic highs and lows of gaming? It's going to be those reliable Intel products. Go ahead and check them out and follow the hashtag Game with Intel, because they provide the best gaming value and the best overall gaming experience. Whew. With that out of the way, What do you think is going to happen in Ascent? 16-14. Come on, that's like a CSGO scoreline.
Yeah, while it is, I would say that Ascent is probably going to be a little bit easier for Enigma just because of their recent success on it. I think that's exactly why they've gone for this pick, and of course also because I think their picks of Bind and Split, forgive me, not Split, Haven would have probably been banned out. But here we are having to see Ascent being played and Split as the decider. So I don't think True Rippers actually have, as much of a chance. I think that it's still a game that could go either way. Ascent is ground zero, that I agree, but Enigma are actually looking far too good right now on Ascent. And also, their confidence is through the roof because they just made a comeback happen from 12-7, I believe. 12, no, it was 11-7, 12-8, and then they came back to win it 16-14. So Enigma clearly right now should be on top of, you know, whatever's going to be happening on the set.
Yeah, they're definitely on top of the hill. They are the king of this mountain, and they are screaming down at True Rippers in the trenches. Get up here if you can. And True Rippers, I really hope they got their hiking shoes because they've got a steep mountain to climb. They gotta win Ascent, push it to Split, and then win that as well if they want to kill the Giants, if they want to win this David versus Goliath battle. There was a time when I was actually rooting for the David, the little guy up against the big team, and he was on the verge of winning. He had that magic stone in his hand, but somehow it slipped from his grasp. And Enigma Gaming, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile off of you.
Yep, and that's been pretty much the case for them across this entire tournament. You give them a little bit of room to play with, and they will absolutely demolish you. And here we are, yet again, on the same path, what they've been taking for quite some time now. And the one thing that I would like to see from the side of True Rippers is maybe turn up the heat. Don't play as passively because the Scent is a map where they are also pretty good. This is where they started off their proper journey from. And I think that them establishing themselves as a person who as a team who quite honestly have been through so many changes, have been through so many different, versions of them playing through not just lineups but also styles of gameplay, going from aggressive to now playing a little bit more disciplined, but also constantly shifting up between the two. I think Ascent should be where they should stick to their roots, go for that aggressive play, throw Enigma a curveball, and basically give them everything you've got, because this is the one chance you've got at securing yourselves a spot in the finals. But even when the Ascent is done, your job still awaits at Split. So I'm not sure if Enigma are going to let that happen because they have confidence, they have strategies, and Ascent is kind of turning out to be a very good map for them. So let's wait and see while we go into the agent selection in just about a couple more seconds. Is it going to be the same lineup? Are we going to be seeing a KO being put in, which I think usually does come in on Ascent, at least recently? Excali was the one who played it yesterday against Reckoning, and I think that he did a pretty darn good job. And I don't think Enigma is going to be changing anything. The one thing I'm excited to see is whether Paradox is going to be picking up the KO because he has done that in the past.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if he can continue playing that KO, that will be amazing. I mean, Ascent is one of those maps where you can have a double initiator or a double duelist, it doesn't matter what, but you can still get away with stuff. Let's hop into the agent selection, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what we have in store for you, and let's see what these guys pick up. I mean, they've been pretty experimental. I mean, Paradox picking up the Viper, uncharacteristic of him. I've never seen that before, but hey, I think he did pretty well. He was top fragging for the team, and as a controller, if you're able to put in that much impact, it will be amazing. And this time they've changed up roles once again. This time Paradox is the KO. A little more suitable for his taste. But Relic is the one picking up a chamber. All right then. We still have a chamber coming in this game. This means that he's going to have a lot more viability over here. One Tap God and Relic will definitely be going up in their faces and playing a little more aggressively, something that they did not do in Icebox. And I hope they can channel their aggression back, bring back the old True Rippers, the one that was so feared by every single team that they end up spending an entire minute in spawn hoping to catch them off guard or hoping to get a pick or two. That's the kind of True Rippers effect that they have on their opponents. Just didn't see that in Icebox today.
Yeah, Rexy and RVK yet to pick up their agents, but I'm pretty sure we know what it's going to be. There's going to be a Sova and possibly a Killjoy. Never
No,
mind. Yeah, it is going to be that.
no, but I expected Rexy to pick up the Sova and RBK to pick up the Killjoy. They've
Yeah,
switched up
they've
roles.
switched it up. Yeah, they usually do that on Ascent. I think on Ascent, these two prefer the other one's roles, and they've done a pretty good job of solidifying themselves into that. While Master is going to be having the Sova in his hands, this is again a very interesting difference in the lineup. It's a double initiator on one side, which is the K. Forgive me, both the initiators are the same. The Sentinel is the one that's going to make the difference. It's a chamber against a Killjoy, so range is of the matter here. And I hope that the side of True Rippers have got some sort of a game plan instilled, because Enigma are absolutely confident and headstrong going into Ascent right now.
I think headstrong is the right way to describe them. You gotta have an iron will and mentality that's clear of all fog to come through with a scoreline like that, to make a comeback like that. And of course, if their mental fortitude is as strong as we think it is, then Ascent should be a cakewalk for them. Of course, when you walk through cake, it's always slippery. And when you've got slippery, sneaky opponents like True Rippers, you better be very careful. Let's head into Ascent, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Enigma stacked up outside the B-side, ready for a full-blown execute. Crosshair and Master. Crosshair and Rudder. They're going to have to beat the defenders over here. Baron now forcing them back towards the side. Crosshair peeks once, but Excali wins the duel. Relic now trapped, has to look at every single direction. The burst shot connects, but that is all she wrote for him. They get overwhelmed by the numbers, and now the B-side belongs wholly to Enigma Gaming. RBK's that position in T-Spawn, nobody will ever check this.
Are you for real? He's a Sova. RVK should be the Killjoy in this situation.
Yeah,
what a guy, man.
That's the bamboozle factor that Enigma brings onto the table. You never expect a guy to be in literal spawn so late into the round, and an antidote just winning every single duel. Master gets a electrifying death. Clean round from Enigma. I didn't expect this to be this clean. Especially because True Rippers were rotating pretty quickly. I mean, the moment the first kill went down, True Rippers pushed out of A main, already up high mid and coming in from the back lines. And then poor
one-tap guard.
Poor one-tap guard. Who would have thought that there's gonna be a Sova in the bloody spawn in the post plant? I mean, he was prepared for someone to be towards that little hut outside of B-Link. Even prepared for someone to be towards the B main entrance, but never in spawn. That too with the classic of all weapons.
Yep. Well, both the Chaos exchanged their knives, and they've got information on either side, including a Sova recon that gives them a little bit extra as to where Excali's been hiding. But on the other side of the map, Relic.
Oh.
That one-way smoke actually works against them.
Yeah, he was holding it a bit too closely. Probably should have played from the actual entrance of V main. Although it doesn't really matter. I mean, even if you played that properly, they didn't have the numbers advantage, didn't have the weaponry advantage. Paradox does win the duel for now, but everyone else is just falling around him.
You know that moment when you see a one-way smoke in front of you? You try to bend in real life as you try to look if somebody's there on the other side.
That happens. I mean, I wish we had a little bit of player cam in that situation. We could have probably seen some guy extending his neck over the other side. But out here, Enigma are here to chop some necks off, decapitate some people, guillotine them. And they're doing so pretty well. Both first rounds going in their favor, and this is most likely going to be a bonus. Although there could be a curveball. Raw Fuel and Antidote have enough money to purchase actual weapons now. So do they go for that?
I wouldn't say they should. RVK does have a Guardian in his hands though. So that's one rifle that I think should be enough, because they should be playing on the bonus. And Antidote's going to be playing just with the Sheriff. So this is a good enough decision from them. The only thing that they require right now is a close range fight. And it looks like True Rippers might give it to them. Again, the Chaos exchanged knives. On both sides, players have been detected. And Antidote wants to get a bait out from somebody here.
What happens when two Chaos exchange knives? What do they say to each other? They say, knife to meet you. Forgive me, but this guy's already on heaven. Are you serious? Rockville is already coming in from backstab, and there's no position that True Rippers can continue
Are
holding
you
right
joking?
now.
Come
The entire
on.
defensive setup crumbles the moment he enters that tree region, and then Enigma are just relentless in the pace. They're defeating True Rippers with better guns, and now they're picking up all the better weapons. RBK up close and personal wins the duel against Relic, and Crosshair just gets a consolation frag. The best that he can do right now is go for damage control.
Nah, there's nothing he can control right now. True Rippers have been absolutely scared off of this map, it seems, at least in the first couple of rounds. Even this bonus round doesn't even seem like it's a bonus. It seems like they're just making a plain as execute.
Yeah, and it was a plain little execute, but with a little bit of pizzazz, with a little bit of bravery from Raw Fuel as he dashes in. Out of all places, I mean, usually when a jet dashes into the side, she goes from the A main to generator. This guy went from A short to heaven, breaking the door, or breaking that little window over there. It's the same old execute, but just one thing changes. Similarly in Icebox, you know, how they were holding the default crossfires on A site, except Antidote puts up one barrier orb, and now it's completely different. Same stuff, but with tiny little changes is what keeps Enigma a very difficult team to pin down, difficult to predict. Like even this teleport, for example. It's so simple, right? Just TP across the other side. But then it creates so many angles that now True Rippers have to get, the decisions on. Oh my lord, what? One Time God still wins that duel? That's a free gun available for him. But yeah, with the shock dart being placed over there, he falls back, spots out the kill. That's so much information available to True Rippers. They've spotted out 3 of the players of Enigma already. But they're still keen on fighting. Excali with a lovely spray transfer. And that's just typical Excali.
Yep. Raw Fuel coming in from A shot to support his teammate. Master looking in the right direction, but not going to be able to connect it to the head. Does give him a body shot though. And that's not enough. Recon gives away Crosshair's position. RBK should be able to take him down. It's going to be Raw Fuel instead. He's going to be hogging up all these kills here. And now we've got Relic all alone, trying to deny a 4th round for Enigma, but can he do it? Nah, he's just gonna teleport away. But he does get a kill onto Excali. It's a weapon.
Yeah, just... No, actually, they don't need to save, right? They have a buy in the next round, so he might as well just go for it. He knows that there's at least one person in hell, but does he account for someone in A main? Nope, he doesn't. He never knew that RBK would also be playing towards Generator. Yeah, that's the bamboozle over there. One would have expected that if Enigma have enough time to reset after the plant, they would have placed at least like one person towards A main, but that doesn't happen. Everyone plays towards Generator, they hold their crossfires. Enigma win the round 4-0, a decent amount of momentum gathered, and now True Rippers finally have enough firepower to face them head on.
Well, while this is true that the side of True Rippers have firepower, but Enigma are not low on economy or weapons themselves.
Yeah.
And here goes the null command. Master's been absolutely ridiculed from using any of his utility. Paradox is going to be spammed through the smoke. And while Master does have 1 kill, he's not going to get anything more. He's confused by where to look. Raw Fuel gets him. The Excali will be revived. And the plant will go down in just about a couple more seconds. But even before the plant goes down, it looks like the round's done and dusted. Relic's going to be spotted. No, but it doesn't even matter. Rexy jumps up, finds the kill. 5-0, and this is exactly what I was talking about, Pips. Enigma have made Ascent their little backyard playground.
And they're walking right across it. As if it's a casual summer afternoon stroll. Except it's summer night and it's incredibly goddamn hot. Jesus, how are their feet not burning? Speaking of feet burning, we haven't really seen any amazing fragment stoppages from Paradox or any lovely nanoswarm grenades from Rexy yet.
You think he's getting any time to do that?
Yeah, that also is there.
Oh! Look at Antidote where he's standing.
All the way on the spawn. Again, would you expect a guy to be in literal spawn that early in the round? Nah, definitely not. But Relic has what it takes to shut down this push. Oh, he can't grab the gun. He really wanted to grab that gun at the bottom of the floor over there. But he's been revealed on the back of the site while Excali tries to pincer this rotate. He's got the timing right. He's heard both of them go across. So Excali can easily get all those kills, but they've already made their way towards the entrance of CT.
This is...
Master gets picked off in the fallback. But there is a silver lining. There is a silver lining. the attackers have somehow managed to sneak through all the way from B and now going to its A instead from A short. So the rotations from True Rippers are completely cut off, completely made redundant.
Well, what I've got is trying. Wait, what the hell is this recon? Where is that going?
To infinity and beyond.
No, hold on. Hold on. What the hell is that recon? I want to know.
Go back. Observer, go back.
Where is that going?
It's gone off the map.
What was that? I thought he's got some crazy lineup for, I don't know where, that small little hole, fires it straight through it, and this recon goes to goddamn, I don't know, Andromeda.
The nearby galaxy, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that would probably bounce off of some branch on the tree and
Same.
then land right there.
I thought the same, and with this, I was like, okay, you know what, this is 200 IQ lineup. It goes to the other end of the map, hits something outside of the map, a floating piece of land, and I thought it's gonna actually come back to either the B side or the A side. But never mind.
Yeah, I gotta go through those average Jonas lineups once again. Gotta revise your stuff.
Well,
Either way, that's not the craziest thing we've seen today, is it?
No. Definitely not. That is not the craziest thing. There's been a lot of crazy things that we've seen across Icebox. And of course, now Ascent being dominated in a way that we did. Actually, I kind of expected. I thought it was going to be 6-2 or something, which could be the case right now, thanks to this timeout that they've taken. They are thinking up of a plan. And I really hope it does work out for them, because they need a round and they need it desperately, and they need it now. Like right now. If they don't win this, they are in huge trouble, True Rippers, and they're going to be sent down to the lower bracket final, like as if they didn't even try on the second map.
Yep. And the adjustment that True Rippers have made is that they've given up mid. They've placed one chamber trademark over there and everyone else is focusing on the site. I mean, Enigma haven't used mid all that much yet. Only Excali snuck through that mid area once, and that too in an eco round, so they didn't have much to lose anyway. This time though, Crosshair is playing in a little bit of a baity situation. He's gonna have to rely on Paradox to help him out, and the Paranoia is perfect. A return Paranoia, but they can both see each other, and now he's got the ultimate to escape. Perfect heist. Oh no, but Paradox loses his life, so, I mean, yeah, the lockdown did force him to fight over there. I don't blame him. But still, man advantage on the side of True Rippers. This could finally be a round that they convert.
Well, Relic is trying to cause some damage, but there's a turret looking at him. Antidote goes on top of boxes, and oh wait, what are they doing? What are you doing?
Oh, this is so
Antidote, you have a spike! Hello?
One enemy remaining.
Well, it seems like it's up to RVK now to go on a spike recovery mission. He's gonna have to dig that out of heaven. And he knows there's at least two players over there, but oh, one tap god reveals his position. This could be a bait switch. Now RVK has to isolate the frags, and he's done so. Following up through the woodworks, and he continues to try to spam. 30 seconds should be enough time, but he doesn't have enough HP to face Master.
Sorry. Hold on. What was that? Why?
No. We've seen this before, right? There was a round, I think they were facing Augless 5 at that point, where Raw Fuel rushes into the B site alone, deliberately drops the spike.
No, this is different though. Did you see? Because it was Antidote carrying the spike, going up front and taking the fight head on.
Yeah, and the Augless 5 match that I'm referring to happened when Raw Fuel dashed in, dropped the spike, and then Antidote tried to recover it with his ultimate. So yeah, this is a bit different. It's a bit questionable, but hey, it's just one round, right? I mean, there's still quite a lot of rounds that Enigma have for buffer, so they don't need to worry. At least not yet.
Let's see how much they can worry Paradox and Co. Because right now their worries are constantly increasing. Utility is being dumped out constantly. And Raw Fuel has an idea that Crosshair or somebody could be in Wines. And there it is. Crosshair will take him out. And now they're doing that, I think. There it is. Antidote's gonna go for it. Ladies and gentlemen, here it comes. This is the round we've been waiting for. He gets the spike. Back we go. And Enigma are gonna be doing their iconic strat with the Omen ultimate. Find the B side completely empty. The spike was dropped towards Amen. Such amazing fakes being sold. They had them convinced that the A side was going to be of the important aspect of attack, but no.
Well, the burning question of the hour is this by design? Did they deliberately throw the last round to set up themselves for success in this round? I don't know about setting up for success, but RVK has the perfect setup for a bait kill. And Antidote's just vibing, literally vibing with the
He's
teleports.
teleporting everywhere.
Yeah. He's too lazy to walk, you know, doesn't need to burn any excess carbs. He's fit enough already. And now Paradox can't even peek. He knows there's RVK to the other side, so he's just very paranoid about the angle he's holding. Again, the burning question of the hour. Did Antidote deliberately drop that spike in the last round over there? Simply so that he could lull True Rippers into falling for that strat?
Maybe.
True Rippers, the moment they saw the spike, everyone swarmed towards the A side, and then B was left completely defenseless. All Antidote had to do was press X and yoink the spike out of their hands.
To throw an entire round to win the next.
Like I said.
These are strats from Enigma, ladies and gentlemen.
And we don't know if this was by design or that was like a genuine, you know, communication gap in the previous round. I guess we will never know because
We'll never know.
Because Mr. YP has a focus. Oh, Relic doesn't have a face. He gets his face blown clean off. Tec Gauntlet wants to see it, but Paradox saw his life flash before his eyes as he sees three people peek, has to fall back, just relays the message to Tec Gauntlet and says, good luck holding this area. Crosshair all the way from A main towards the bottom of mid. He's got a kill, but it will be dealt with immediately. Tec Gauntlet still trying to hold, and Paradox finally punishes Antidote's teleport. About damn time, and he's actually making this one work. True Rippers might just pull off the Thrifty. But RVK is once again in the same position which he was in the last round. Do they expect him to be in the same position 2 rounds in a row? No, they do not. Paradox looks in his direction, but I think RVK has the formula for success, right? Tec Gauntlet's hemorrhaging internally. He only needs to fight 1.5% to win this round, and he's got all the time in the world. He doesn't even need to go for the plant just yet. He can easily play for picks, get another advantage, and then maybe go for the spike plant. He spotted out Master. Now he has all the information in the world.
The shock darts. They're being exchanged, but for the moment, I think True Rippers are going to be trying to stick together because they know Tec Gauntlet is goddamn low, and he needs to be the bait for Master to clutch this round out because RVK is healthier than both of them combined.
Yep. Oh, this shot out could have been the end of him, but he fumbles a bit. RVK can't afford to break down the recon out, has to go for the fight. And Master knows he's got him.
Oh!
And there he sends him back down to the Nether Realm. Finally another round for True Rippers as the frags just continue to soar. And True Rippers, like I said, if they're going to win, it's going to have to be on the back of their individual firepower and all their nutty aim that they have.
Oh boy, well, that has been quite a half, ladies and gentlemen, so far at least. 7-2 the scoreline is, and it just feels like we started off this game 5 minutes ago.
I know, right? I mean, even in the previous game, even though it went to like triple overtime and it was a long-ass game, it felt so fresh. It felt like I wasn't casting a long game at all because that's how genuinely well these teams were playing. And Enigma are on a whole new level today.
Yep. They do love the map of Ascent. Raw Fuel. Trying to bait out somebody to peek out from B main, but nobody's going to be doing it. He will be able to collect. Oh, RVK finds Tec Gauntlet, trying to be sneaky towards mid. He gets punished for it.
And the angle that RVK was holding also, so cheeky. He cannot see the bottom of mid from there. He cannot see the entrance of mid. All he sees is 1 pixel towards B-Link, and if anyone crosses that, they're dead.
Yeah. Crosshair yet again towards Wines. This is a third time he's doing it. The blind goes through. Now they know where he is. That was a little too quick for comfort. He should have waited for a couple more seconds. Excali takes him out. Paradox is trying to be a menace here. But he peeks out, does not throw in the fragment grenade, and he gets punished for it. They take him out direct. They don't even want to let him live for a couple more seconds. And while Relic and Master have got 2 kills back, Relic's down to 15 HP. He still gets the shot onto Fuel. And now it's just about time that he gets sprayed down by RVK, or he just flicks onto his head like it's nothing just to get again.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, but he can't teleport back.
Last player standing.
You're on the edge of glory, Universe. It's on the edge of glory. Almost had this round on the back. That lovely flick from Relic could have been the difference maker, but yeah, it seems like Enigma will be able to go for the spike plot yet again.
10 seconds left.
Master has all his utility, so he should be safe, but he goes in raw, and RBK punishes him for it.
It's just unfortunate the way that True Rippers are being, honestly, I want to say toyed with. They're just being, you know, played around with. It's not even like, you know, Enigma are actually doing something too much out of the blue. It's just 5-man rushes. That's basically been the name of the game so far, at least for most of these rounds.
But it's not like a straight up rush right from the start, right? They hold for a bit, they wait for True Rippers to make a mistake, and when the time is right, they send it. Oh no, this time they're sending it right at the beginning. The net command, the paranoia forces the members of True Rippers back into the site. They put down the dark cover so no backup can arrive, and now they are left isolated and they will be exterminated. Master's only good for one. So there's really not much that can happen. Paradox with a quick flank will be dealt with immediately. At least there's some style prize left for Crosshair, but RBK has an even stylier. Sorry, that's not a word. Even more stylish of a frag with the shock dart.
Relic, the only man left who has actually been doing quite a bit of denting work onto the Enigma side, is looking for something more. But when RVK is on an absolute roll like he is right now, and he's giving...
Wow.
Oh! Okay. That connected somehow through the wall, kills him, but RVK is holding down that angle. He's waiting for the timing. This man is just playing with his food right now. Dude, come on. RVK, you cannot... This guy is so good with his timings.
I know, right?
Last round.
Oh, forget the timings. Look at his score. Man's on 22 frags.
Kills, yep. And he's died 3 times.
Only 3 times.
The Lurker Sova. That's the new meta, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not even Lurker, he's more like an anti-Lurk Sova. He plays those positions from which True Rippers can't really get into position. He stops his enemies from being comfortable around the map, while still providing backup to his team from anywhere. Yeah, I would rather call that an anti-Lurk. Oh, speaking of anti...
Come on! How do you not check that? Paradox and one tap god do get 2 back. And Excali is trapped in this little corner. He's gonna be spammed upon. He's gonna be killed. But the A side is taking control of, and as I say that, Master comes in and hoping for the 9-3 scoreline. He wants to shut Enigma down.
But oh, he looks at it the worst time possible. Finally, they stop the Clutch Master from pulling off rounds like this again. And the funny part over here is RVK is on 22, Raw Fuel's on 12, Excali on 10. Every single person on True Rippers on single digits.
Yep.
So, you know, Enigma not only outclassing them in terms of strats, but they're also out-aiming them.
Yep, they
And-
most certainly are.
Aim was the win condition for True Rippers over here. Aggression was the win condition for True Rippers over here, and while they were aggressive to a certain extent, Enigma have thwarted all of their plans.
They said if you can be aggressive, we can do one better. And these guys have not let their foot off the gas pedal. But it looks like on defense, they will be playing it a little bit more slow. Towards A they go, True Rippers, and they've got all 5 of the members here. They don't care about the backstabs anymore. They don't care about logs. That dash! Oh, and that flash! Oh my god! He was completely taken out by his own team.
Did he dash into the drone?
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
got stopped?
Down A.
Yep. Exactly.
I've seen Jets getting body blocked by their own teammates' body, but I've never seen that happen with a drone. That's just so unfortunate. And then the paranoia, even worse, makes it even harder for the follow-up. Crosshair and Paradox left with barely any HP.
Yeah, 1 bullet to the body for either of them could finish up this game. This round, rather. And that's going to give Enigma their 10th. Which means they are just a step away from match point. Because number 10 comes in. They're going to have the, you know, the buy coming in. And True Rippers are probably going to be on their eco. Unless they choose to force in a desperate situation. But even then, they're going to be just digging their own grave. And
Oh, he's right them both.
Yo, come on. Yo, get out of here. Okay. This...
Like I said, the timing on this, man. You have to wait for the sound cue, and you notice how RVK will always keep on moving his crosshair from one side to the other, you know? That's him scanning their position with just his audio, with just his directional position. He figures out exactly where they are when they're about to get out of lane one, and he times the shock dart to perfection.
Quite a bit of work still to be done for True Rippers, and Enigma are a step away. Nobody's bought anything from True Rippers. They're trying to play for that 11th round fight. And that recon does not give anybody away. Rexy's already found somebody towards B main. Looking for more. Crosshair gets detected, and the poor guy is going to be obliterated. And Rafuel's holding down the perfect angle. Okay, exchanging positions. Rafuel gets saved by Rexy. And Paradox goes in for a Spectre that is not his. And he says no. Antidote picks up Paradox's kill. And that's going to be 11 and 3. And so far as to we can go and say this might just be game over if Enigma win this bonus.
Oh yeah, they've been infamous for winning these bonus rounds, haven't they? Shut down True Rippers' economic momentum so many times on Icebox, and the same happened to them in return. But then again, True Rippers are the ones who need to make an upward climb, and they haven't even gotten out of the single-digit curse yet. Let's see if they can actually land some shots. No person from Enigma playing towards mid. Just an alarm bot left over there. Enigma have stacked the A side with 4 members, and unfortunately that's the wrong side to stack. So most likely Rexy's gonna have to give up this position and wait for his teammates to go in for a retake. But him not being covered by a smoke gives him a free reign of terror, and this is a crucial mistake. True Rippers can't afford this one. They've smoked off market, but they committed the other one. Have they even committed the other one? Or is CT just being left unguarded here? Paradox trying to make up for the mistake over here by pushing into Marcus. This could be even more risky, and Enigma will have that any day.
Well, Paradox is going to be trying to stop them in their tracks. Gets a little bit of information. Only one player though. There's 2 coming on the backstab. Paradox will take care of one. Runs in towards the side, and now all 4 players are on the side. It's a 4 versus 4 retake. Full out blown on towards the B side. Antidote finds one. With the charge of Excali with him. Relic will get 2. Relic is going to try and make this work. Relic gets 3. And he's making things work for them. But here comes RVK!
Bro, no way. No way you clutched them like that.
He's
That's
having the
just
game of his
so
life.
dirty. Yeah, and he nods in agreement. He nods in agreement, ladies and gentlemen.
He has, right now, a 6 KD ratio.
Match point.
6.
Kudos to you for doing that math so quickly, but damn.
6.1 actually. But yeah, okay.
It's okay. You don't need to flex your math skills. RBK is the one doing the flex over here.
6.125.
Bro,
I need-
stop.
I-
I'm sure you all tapped out of Valorant and opened the calculator on your PC. I'm 100% sure.
No, that was purely a head-based calculation.
Holy
But-
shit. Are you... Wait, for real?
Oh, yeah, it was. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I just know the 6 is...
Oh, okay. So, I mean, I never doubted you for a second over there, but nobody doubts RBK either. That man's on fire. Raw fuel. He's gonna add fuel to that fire over here. Holding the right angle, and he can't dash away from here. He doesn't want to. He's actually playing on the back of Excali's position, up close, and now there's no trading possible. Crosser literally running through the fragment to get that
Why
kill.
did Excali pull out his knife? Why did Excali pull out his knife? He just went for the knife over there, expecting him to die out from the fragment.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
here's
nobody
Antidote.
would have expected that guy to rush through the fragment in the first place. And yeah, even if you do that, Antidote is here to clean up the mess. Oof, it was a mess towards the end. What a series we've had. We had a massive comeback in Icebox and then an absolute stomping in Ascent. Whereas I expected quite the opposite. I expected maybe Icebox will be something that True Rippers win, and then I'm sorry, I expected Icebox will be something that Enigma win and True Rippers take Ascent or something like that, but none of them went according to expectations. Oh boy, what a game this has been. Especially from RVK. That guy is a goddamn genius.
Yeah, this is absolutely crazy. This was a game that RVK will put upon his best performances list. I think this was brilliant from him. 26-4-7. I don't think I've seen numbers like that in the Gauntlet across any season.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I almost believed your mental math for a second. Good job bamboozling me, but how many times did Enigma bamboozle True Rippers? Let's take a look at the highlights. And speaking of bamboozle, I want to take a look at that one specific round where they pulled off the From the Shadows yoink.
Honestly, from the beginning to the end, I told you this earlier itself. Enigma thrive at Ascent. I think they're going to be very powerful. The only way True Rippers could have won this one if they had finished off Icebox 13 to 8, 13 to 9, 13 to 10, 13 to 11, any
Gotta
of the
stop.
score lines.
You got to stop beating a dead horse at this point. Enigma, though, I mean, even Raw Fuel was being so dynamic in this game. Every time he dashes in, it's in a different position. Most likely the Jets dashing from A main towards Generator, but this time you saw that one round, right, where he dashed into Heaven instead, and then all of a sudden Enigma, who had a damn good crossfire, fall apart like a pack of cards in a hurricane.
Yeah, it was just, insane. The way that they've been playing around, and especially Antidote, just like you said, vibing with those teleports, is just absolutely crazy. But if you look at the overall side of things, it was actually a vibing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a YB game all throughout, and yeah, there were some moments of brilliance from True Rippers. Some moments where they pulled off thrifty rounds as well, and I'm like, yeah, this could be the beginning of a comeback. Maybe they can actually pull this off. But the moment that glimmer of hope starts to shine, a man called RVK shows up and he plunges them back into the depths of darkness.
This was just absolute craziness from RVK. Individual performances right on top. He could have even clutched this round, I believe. He was so confident. And if Master didn't have the shock dart, it would have been game over right there. But 371 ACS. Is that
shit.
I think he should have had a little bit more, man. I think he should have had a little bit more. I think 26, 4, and 7 assists. Well, either way, he's got a pretty good stat pad over here. And Raw Fuel with 16, just following up. Excali and Antidote with 11, and Rexy with 10. And unfortunately, on the other side, it's not looking good at all. 3 of their players still on the single-digit mark. 8 for Master, 6 for One Tap God, and 6 for Paradox. An absolute domination here. 13 and 3, ladies and gentlemen. Enigma at their very best, right in front of your eyes.
And with this, the very best of the tournament go to the very top. They've qualified for the grand finals. Have they? They have, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They are in the grand finals. Enigma have eliminated True Rippers to the lower brackets, and they will be going to the grand finals of the TC Gauntlet Season 4. And might I add, unbeaten as we go to the brackets. They have not been beaten even once till now across the entire season. Unbeaten in the group stages and unbeaten in the playoffs. And they are going to be securing themselves a slot in the playoffs, in the grand finals of the TC Gauntlet Season 4. And either one of Team Snakes, Reckoning, or True Rippers is going to be joining them in the grand finals. And they have quite a bit of rest now. The finals are happening on the 29th of this month. And between then and now, we have Team Snakes and Reckoning fighting for their slot in the LB final. And of course, True Rippers awaiting the winners of that match. So this is quite a bit of the underdog journey that's going to be coming up here. True Rippers, this is going to be their second ever presentation in the lower bracket finals. Before this, they have qualified. They have placed third before, and they might end up placing again if they're not able to qualify and come back to the grand finals. But hey, let's see what happens. But for today, ladies and gentlemen, it's been quite a day. Both these matches were absolutely brilliant, and Enigma just sitting on top of the kingdom right now.
Oh yeah, they're sitting on top of the kingdom with their fancy crown and the luxurious throne that they have built from the blood and sweat of their enemies. And they rightfully deserve to rule this kingdom. They are awaiting their position in the finals. Who's gonna get there? Team Snakes, Reckoning Esports, True Rippers. To find out, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss when we go live. We're going to be having the next match after 3 days, so there's quite a bit of gap for all the teams to reset. But once we are back, the action will resume like it always has, and it's going to be top notch, ladies and gentlemen. That's it from our side today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for watching the LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, our gaming partners Intel, who provide the best gaming value and the best gaming experience, and of course 656, who keep us looking stylish. Go ahead and check out all of them in the description below for some amazing products. And thank you so much for watching once again. My name was Crips. With me is Universe. We're going to be seeing you in a couple of days. Good night and have a safe day.